spice in everything else. Spice FM.
Spice up your life.
True Blue by Madonna, bringing us to the top of the hour. This is 94.4 Spice FM. My name is Emmanuel Kisiangani, and I'm having a very, very amazing time right here in the studio on this very, very cold Tuesday afternoon.
Is it cold,
Today's
darling?
Wednesday. Is it Tuesday?
It's
Today's
Wednesday.
Hey, I'm losing one day, man.
What's wrong?
So on this cold Wednesday afternoon, or Wednesday evening, right here in Nairobi, it's a bit chilly. The weather just turned. We welcome you to the show. My name is Emmanuel Kisiangani, and we are the adults in the room.
All right. Fantastic. A very good evening to you, and thank you so much for tuning in to 94.4 Spice FM. My name is Eric Omondi. We have a fantastic show lined up just for you. Remember, the adults in the room is where no holds are bad here. We give it to you straight and direct about issues pertaining relationships, money, and love. If you're listening from Awasi areas of Kisumu, Ahero, Kericho, just near Kisumu, Nyagacho, Tengecha, Site and Service, we are live and direct on 102.5. And if you're in Nyeri, Odhaya, Karatina and Mukureni, worry not, simply tune in to 97.9. Remember also that Spice FM is the first visual radio coming to you. What that means is you can simply stream in on www.spicefm.co.ke. If you're watching live, be you in Timbuktu in Mali or Algeria, which is one of the biggest countries by area. Did you guys know that in the entire republic or rather continent of Africa?
No, I didn't.
Followed by Congo and then later Sudan. We welcome you. We're excited to have you on board. My name is Eric Omondi.
And I'm Barbara Mbaka, also known as the Duchess of Ikolomani. If you are in Nairobi, in the areas of Kitengela, Ruaka, Utawala, Embakasi, Parklands, the CBD, our frequency is 94.4. If you're in Mombasa, that is at the coast, it's 87.9. If you're in Malindi, that is 97.7. I also welcome you to contribute and chime in on the conversation on our social media handles. That is Spice FM KE on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And not to forget, you can still call us on 0719 Sorry, let me repeat that. 0719-012-600. Welcome to the show.
All right, karibu sana.
Yeah, karibu sana, Eric. You know what's happening is I'm having a very interesting time here on my seat because I can hear you guys twice.
All right.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm hearing you guys here, and then I can hear you
Are
again.
you having a mental thing or it's a technical?
Like I'm feeling like I don't know if this is an ecstasy thing.
It must be technical.
No, but I think our super producer is going to sort that out. How are you guys doing, bro?
Salama. And
sister?
you? I'm good. I've had a long day, but I'm so happy to be here. This evening shows, seeing you guys cheers me up. But something just caught my eye or made me feel a bit off today.
Yes.
Today in the afternoon, I went to town to run some errands. And I realized our town is getting dirty. And the worst thing that today it has rained. I'm even very scared how things are going to be. Not the whole town is dirty, but the areas between the intersection of City Market to Post Bank, when you're cutting across through, what is this thing called? There's a supermarket on that side. The stench, it's just foul. I don't know if anyone has passed through that place. I even couldn't have lunch. I came to eat here. It was foul. And I'm wondering, what are we doing about it as just residents or the people who work around there? Have we just gotten to be lazy that we've accepted such things to happen? I think charity begins at home. So if you have a business on that side, let's pull our socks up. It's just bad.
Yeah, it can be a shame. I think I was in town today as well after a really long time. And it piqued my interest, the dirt.
Yeah.
And some streets were also a bit full in terms of they were smelling a bit off.
Yes.
So there was a terrible odor. And I think, the leadership is listening to Spice FM and they want to pull their socks in that regard.
Well, like when you walk, I don't know what that street is, but there's a petrol station near this very famous place where guys go eat fish.
Yeah.
There are very many street boys nowadays over there. Do you know I was once attacked by a street guy?
I was also once attacked by one.
He came and grabbed my specs.
They've become many now.
Yeah, he
For
came
me,
out and grabbed my
one
spectacles.
was carrying a packet of, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on air, but
If you will pay.
let's just say excretions. Yeah. It was just nasty. And the gentleman, let me call him a gentleman because I want to be nice to whoever he is. I hope he changed. He told me, Mama, let a handbag. Ama nikupake. So I was very scared. I just
How
gave
long
it.
ago was this?
About 6 years back.
Ah, that is far.
Yeah, but I still have that, like,
that's
there are
terrible.
streets I don't like going to with a handbag. I'll rather just go with a pair of jeans and rubber shoes.
Yeah, the guy came, he grabbed my spectacles, then I jumped. I thought he'll stab me. So I jumped. And then after a while, I was like, hey, let me just talk to this guy. So I told him, boss, man, I need those specs. Nisaidie tu. He started pleading back for my own
Did he
spectacles.
give you?
Yeah, he gave me back.
Oh, that is nice.
Then he said, saying, Ebu kuja nikwambie. Then I'm like, what do you mean?
I hope you ran.
I ran away. I ran away.
That's terrible. That's
How
a
about
shame.
you, Eric? How are you doing?
I'm good. You know, I'm a thinker.
You weren't thinking.
No, I think I'm a thinker. I pride myself as a thinker. I really analyze and revise my thoughts. So earlier on today, yesterday night when I left here, I went to revisit some of the notes I had put down a couple of
You
months.
think and you write the notes down?
Yes.
Oh my
So
God.
I think about my thoughts and then I put my thoughts down. So I was revising my thoughts yesterday and I am very excited about God's goodness.
Amen.
I had, I think a lot has changed in the couple of years, maybe 6 years. Some of the things and experiences I'm living now are once prayers. So I'm particularly excited about
Me
that.
too. I'm also very thankful on that.
You need to start writing down your thoughts.
No, I'm very bright. I put them in my head.
Barbara is brighter than all the stages of eternity. I was counted at last, guys.
Oh, finally.
Yeah,
You and this
some-
counting thing, you've been having
At
an
last,
issue with it.
At last, they came to my place, like a few days late. But they were asking very interesting questions, like what type of floor.
Do you know I've
have
still
in
not
your
been
house?
counted?
Yeah, I was counted.
Oh,
Pole,
different.
pole. They'll come.
I'm not even interested.
Yeah. So the questions were a bit intrusive, though. Like, and these are my own personal views. Like, what kind of floor do you have?
They could see that. I thought they can see what kind of floor you have.
No, I didn't let them in the house. Like, I was.
Why, Emmanuel? That was a bit too mean.
No, I have a seating area. But
But you say, okay.
All right.
So,
they asked for the type of the floor in terms of the
type
kind of
floor.
tile.
Yes.
All right.
type of- I don't know if they're doing. I don't know if that's. I don't know. I don't know why.
Maybe
they
the
asked
government
such
wants to
questions.
construct
Then
houses
they
for
kept
people.
asking my wife, "Where ni bibi wanani?" Like, what do you mean?
Do you introduce as your
Yes,
wife?
I said.
They just needed to be sure. Some women are married twice.
What if she says someone else? You can.
It
really
will be
get
a good revelation for you, don't you think
How
so?
long is the exercise conducted?
I think it's the whole week. The lady
No.
told-
I'm talking about the amount of time.
I
How
think
long
No,
were they with you?
No, it took like 10 minutes.
All right.
10,
Okay.
15 minutes.
Okay.
It felt a bit weird because I felt like offering them water or milk.
You should have done that.
There's a story I saw earlier on yesterday, I think, on social media. A lady was particularly not happy by some of their intrusive questions and their insensitivity. She had suffered about 3 miscarriages, and they were asking, "Uko na mtoto ambaye amekufa?"
they asked that
So
question.
I think that is also bad. So the enumerators who's listening, you need to maybe be
But maybe that is
But I
what
think
they've
it's
been
part
requested
of
to
the-
ask.
It's part of the question.
maybe
Yeah.
maybe some empathy in how you ask, I guess.
Yeah, maybe empathy, yes.
Yeah, you
But I
want
think
to
the questions
employ-
have to be asked.
You have to employ some empathy.
You're hanging out with the adults in the room. This is 94.4 Spice FM, and we have an amazing hour. There's some babyface coming up at the half past the hour. So please don't touch that dial, and we'll be back.
Spice up your life.
This is this is
Emmanuel, this is the
94.4
adults in the
Spice
room.
FM. You're hanging out with the adults in the room. My name is Emmanuel Kisiangani. We're going to have a very, very good time today. We have a hot topic coming up at the top of the hour. And we have a hot topic lined up. Please do not touch that dial. And we also have some amazing music lined up. We have some Babyface coming up. It's a bit chilly today in the city. And I think we're going to have a very good time here in the studio.
We're going
That's
to play
going to
some
warm you
blues.
up wherever you are.
That is absolutely right. If you're listening from the great county of Mombasa, which I love, the areas of Nyeri and Chuda, Jomvu and Kisauni, or Mtopanga Muranga. We are live coming to you on 87.9. And if you're down in Kisumu, Bunga, Riat, Manyata and Mamboleo, we are live and direct. And we welcome you on 102.5. My name is Eric Omondi. Remember to tune in on www.spicefm.co.ke.
And I am Barbara Mbaka, also known as the Duchess of Ikolomani. If you're in Mombasa, that is 87.9. If you're in Eldoret or the Nandi County, Bomet, Kapenguria, that is 96.7. And if you're in Nakuru, that is 96.0. And plug into our social media. We invite you to bring in your suggestions, your opinions. Let us know what you think about the show. Let us know what you think about the topics. That is Spice FM KE on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Yeah, Barbara, you said it like it is. And remember, at the top of the hour, 9 o'clock, we're going to be taking in your phone calls. So the number is 0719012600. The number is 0719012600. So please load up on your airtime and get ready to call in and contribute on the hot topic. But meanwhile, Eric, how are you doing, my brother?
I'm great, man. You know, I've been thinking again as the thinker that I am.
Oh my God. Aren't you tired of thinking?
No, I am not tired. That's why you need to start writing down your
I told you I'm bright, honey. I'm bright. I'm bright.
So when you
it's
write,
in my head.
when you write your thoughts, we have to remove them. In fact, as a Christian, there's a scripture that says, write your visions down.
Yeah.
That is not me, that is God. God says you write.
Yes.
So you see, God is in management. Me, I'm in marketing. So obey God. I know you can't obey me, but obey God. So write down your thoughts.
I will.
Anyway, so I've been thinking, Kisiangani and Barbara, quite elaborately about love. But not the weird sort of romantic, I love you, hang up. No, not that.
The logical one.
I've been thinking about perfect love, even for imperfect people.
What do you mean perfect love?
Perfect love that is not self-seeking, or that is needless, or not waiting for a reward. You know, just love for love's sake. So I've been thinking about that, and not just in regards to an opposite sex out of seeking romanticism, but just, you know, towards a colleague, a family. You know, family, we don't choose family.
That's true.
But friends are the family we choose.
Yes.
So I've been thinking about love towards family, love towards a spouse, love towards, platonic or, friendship like mine and yours, Barbara,
Yes.
or mine and Emmanuel's. And the work that is required to be loving and to stay loving.
So these thoughts of love have made your
I'm
energy
telling
really
you, the things that
low.
this man
'Cause,
thinks about.
They've reduced your energy.
No, this is...
Thinking of.
this
I'm
is-
thinking
Are
of.
you weighed down by this?
No, I'm not.
What is
weighed
happening
down.
to you?
You know, this is a very serious thing, which we cannot talk about in high 94 volumes. Check. I've been thinking about love. You guys will not trust me. You'll be like, hey, your love
You're
is
making us
forceful.
go into some monotone whispers. I'm
But,
like,
okay,
Anyway,
Eric.
my
So what's
thinking is this. I was writing down earlier today my plans to stay intentionally and unconditionally loving.
Intentionally and unconditionally loving.
Yes, so that my life, my life as I'm living it is not pegged on this person is nice and is deserving of my love, and this other person is not deserving. And it got me thinking about you guys earlier when I was thinking about this. Are you guys loving people, and how is it that you say, Emmanuel, how do you show love you? And do you ever think of love?
I think of love all the time. Because I pride myself in someone. I always tell my wife, she doesn't know me. I'm a nice guy. Like deep within me, if you check between all the data
Microscopic.
kondani, you'll find some niceness.
Yes.
So, but what you say is I get where you're coming from in regards to loving someone who maybe does not love you back. Like there's this lady who once, we had this tiff, and my fridge was at some particular place, and she took my fridge.
Yes.
And at that time,
Were you in debt?
No.
I'm
So
sorry.
for that time, at that time, getting another fridge, even now, like
Yes.
buying things like a fridge, especially for men, and a sufuria, those were very hard things for you to go and buy. So I was very, very hurt by that particular action, and it took me years to truly forgive that individual.
Yes.
Because I used to hear her name and something would
And you
katika in
cringe.
my stomach. You know
Yeah,
that
yeah.
feeling for hua,
Yeah.
So it took
Really,
me
you're feeling for hua.
Yeah, you know that feeling. The one you katika in your stomach.
yeah.
So it took me many, many years to get over that feeling. And there's once I met her in a supermarket. And then she hugged me as if she's never ducked with my fridge.
Then you've really
Jackie,
haven't
how
forgiven
are
her.
you?
no. Then she said, all those things were water under the bridge. So I'm like, what do you mean you have my fridge? Okay, I didn't tell her that.
Okay,
But
yes.
the good thing was that I just spoke to her. I was happy because I spoke to her in a civil manner.
Yes.
I had already moved on. I had bought a bigger fridge by God's grace, you know, and I was able to get over that. So now loving truly, because I get flashes of attacks of hating her more.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So that loving someone truly for who they are, I think it's tough.
It's
a tough thing.
actually
It's tough, but you need to learn to do that. I think I'm very loving. Don't look at me like that and whine. What are you whining about? Are you in my heart?
Barbara,
No, I'm listening. Barbara.
Eric
No, you
thinks
just
you're not laughing.
Did you
What
see the
have you
expression?
done to make Eric think you're not laughing?
No, first and foremost, just Eric doesn't love me. He loves me from a distance.
guys
We
are-
all know that. Eric loves me from a distance.
No, I just felt like you're trivializing this thing.
No, I'm very
Because you're
serious.
saying you are.
No, I am
whole-
I am a loving person.
Yes.
And I know I'm a loving person. And I am not blowing my own trumpet. Number one, I'm very forgiving in certain things. We can have beef, we can have a tiff, but the minute I make the noise, because yes, I can be very loud sometimes. I think after the 10 minutes, I'm very forgiving. I forget. I have selective amnesia, or is it amnesia? I choose to forgive and forget and move on. I am a very bubbly person and easygoing. For those who know
I think
me.
the trick, I think
Yeah.
what matters really is being able to switch from that feeling of emotion of hate,
Yes.
and then quickly going back, talking to
it's
yourself
very
and
big-
saying,
And
Bitterness
also,
is very
Barbara,
bad.
Barbara, it wasn't really also from a place of just somebody having asked you, like in Emmanuel's case. It's just, I back in the day, I've worked towards this incredibly. Back in the day, I was very choosy about my choices, about my associations.
I
people
think
would
you
hang-
still are.
No. I'm much better.
Oh, so you've improved. Oh, Lord.
I'm very choosy about my choices. But now I've gotten to a place of accepting that, you know what, not everybody can be like the person I approve of.
Yes.
But then making the concerted effort to be loving regardless. That yes, you may speak different from me, or even love different from the way I would, or eat different foods than the ones I take, but I love you. I love you because I owe you love.
Yes.
So that's where I was going with that.
That's a
Yeah,
good
that's
thing.
deep.
And
That's
I'm
deep.
praying for you that you continue like that. Because you need to love me more.
it's what you can change. But personally, I'm good. Today, I don't know, I've been thinking a lot about, I think, my age, because I found
What's
yet a
with you
new...
two thinking about age?
I found yet another white hair on my chin.
Sweetheart, you're growing old. Accept it.
Yeah, so I was thinking, there's a time I went with my stepbrother. He was going to do they call it Rorashio, but he was going to Kambani, so it's called Ndeo in
Ndeo.
Kambani. Correct me if I'm wrong. So he went, and then my stepmom gave a speech. She's this accomplished lady. So she said in the speech that she was now addressing my brother and his bride to be, his fiance. So she was like, when you turn 45 and you've not accomplished anything in your life, like, I need to come to your house, I need to come to your shamba that you've bought with your own money, not the one I have gawied you. Huh? I need to come to your shamba that you've bought with your own money, to your house that you've built, and to the furniture that you built in that house. I mean, you've bought into that house. And if you don't do that by 45, I am telling you, and I'm quoting her, I am telling you, you
In
will
public.
never succeed. Yeah. No, she said you will never, when you hit 45 and you've not accomplished that, that means you will not be successful in this life. And I remember the one mama there clapping, and the guy is like, yeah.
I think that's too
So
much pressure.
immediately I started counting, because by that time I had hit 37, man. So I'm like, hey, 38, 39. I'm like, 9 years. Do I have time to become successful? So I was like, is that really true? Is there a limit is there an age limit to success?
No,
Like,
there's
true
no age.
success?
Okay, to me, there's no age limit to success. We all are successful in our different stages in our life. I'll give an example. I think lately you see very young people being successful because of IT. They're making apps at very young ages. Some people also get successful after they're 30. Others after 45 years. Others need to leave employment when in their retirement is when they get the aha moment and do what is right. So sometimes our parents, our relatives give us a lot of pressure, which is not really necessary. I can say that. I've also received pressure from relatives. I think we receive them through marriage, when they tell you need to get married, you need to do this. I remember last year in December, I met one of my aunties when I was in the village over the Christmas festivities, and she went like, allow me to just say it in Swahili, because I'm trying to translate it from my mother tongue. She was like, hujapata mtu anaweza leta mbuzi kilema akuoe. And I was like, really? why am I getting this pressure to get married? Why are we giving pressure for people to be successful? How long did it take you to be successful? Your journey is not my journey.
I remember my
Yes.
dad asking me why I don't have kids, because he said that at 30 he had 1, 2, 3. Hey, I had 7 kids. Like, I mean, like he was like at 30 he already had 7 kids.
Are you
and
serious?
And a shamba in Sharks.
Yeah,
And you at 30, you don't have kids and you don't even have a wife.
you know, to be honest, a lot of us cannot afford to shine our parents' shoes. They were impeccable. They did so much with very little.
Yes.
Granted, and you know, they were children of their time. Like my mother, when she was 30, she had built a house.
Oh.
A whole house, like a whole house, not kiji nyumba. So yeah, so we're very different.
I think I'm like your mother.
About your brother's stepmother,
Yeah.
life can happen to, you know, the best plans we'd set, like I was saying yesterday. If you think about Mr. Kentucky, you know the story of Kentucky? After retiring from
Yes,
the army,
yeah.
the general, he came and became a billionaire. Morgan Freeman got his first lead role at the age of 52.
Yeah.
So if that woman was pegging Morgan Freeman's success, by 45 he'd have written Morgan Freeman off.
And Morgan Freeman is still going strong.
Yeah, so life happens to us whenever it happens. While some of us arrive early, others arrive late. Obama retired at 55, and Donald Trump ascended at 70.
Yes.
So I would not prescribe
Actually,
to that
that's the
notion.
best. Donald Trump ascended at 70.
And then also you have to know what you have to have your own definition of success.
Yes.
Because maybe to me success is not buying a shamba and building a house. Maybe success to me would be traveling to 100 countries.
Yes.
You know,
Absolutely.
and experiencing different cultures. So for me, that would be my mark of success. I've succeeded in that goal. that I
Obama
had.
says that human ways are various, and I cannot agree more. You know, what ticks Barbara's fancy wouldn't tick the next person's fancy.
That's true.
So I think these lumping up the generalities of what life ought to be is, to say the least, dangerous.
I think it starts with us being the future parents, the future generation. We need to change that concept.
But also
or
us
change that
being,
idea.
Barbara, us being the future parents, I think we are getting to that age where you can be very quickly swept away by technology. Eh? You know, the way like these taxis in town, these old men who are still stuck. They are waiting for customers, and yet there are these other guys just driving away in
with apps and
with
everything.
apps. So I think technology is also a danger. Like I remember there's this bank which hired new younger staff, and then all the older people were pushed out of the city branches. Like my branch in Kitengela, it has very old guys over there. I think they had nowhere to send them. How can I
Are you trying to diss your
How
branch?
much do you need? So I think technology is also a major risk.
The experience, as I keep saying, can impede progress. You
That's
know,
true.
When you keep relying on to where you are, it can be a prison to where you ought to be. So I think it's a tricky balance between conforming to new ways,
Yes.
and also trying to divorce yourself from former ways.
True.
All right, guys, you're tuned into 94.4 Spice FM, and we are the adults in the room. Don't touch that dial. Those are the smooth sounds of Kenneth Babyface Edmonds, one of the top 50 producers of all time, from his album Tender Lover. That is the Whip Uphill by Babyface, man, taking you to 1937 or 7:37, and that was the 24-hour clock that I was quoting earlier, man. You're hanging out with the adults in the room. This is 94.4 Spice FM, and my name is Emmanuel Kisiangani. If you're in Mombasa, places like Nyeri, places like Mtwapa, the frequency is 87.9 FM.
And while we're down at the coast, if you're in Malindi, Kijiwetanga, Gede, Malimo, Maweni, we are live and direct on 97.6 or 97.7. If you're in Nyeri, neighboring Nairobi, Othaya, Karatina areas, or Mukraini, we are live on 97.9. Remember, Spice FM is the first radio coming alive in visual format, countrywide and Africa-wide, whether in Chad, which is the... Did you guys know, by the way, just before I say, that Chad has the second fastest growing economy in the world?
What is with you and giving us capital
I think
cities
they
and
have-
countries?
I think they have oil.
Yes, it's
have
the
oil.
fastest growing. So be you in Chad or Algeria or all the way down in Mpumalanga. Tune into www.spicefm.co.ke. My name is Eric Omondi.
And I'm Barbara Mbaka, also known as the Duchess of Ikolomani. I welcome you and or invite you to join in on our social media handles. Plug in, that is Spice FM KE. Let us know what you think about the show. Let us know where you're tuned in and contribute to the conversation.
Yeah, that means if you're in Matatu or if you're in traffic, Eric, or if you're waiting for a date who's late, you can take your mobile phone and go online and
Yes.
stream this show live.
That is
Yes.
absolutely right. We can not only get to see us, but also watch us by simply going to your icon and typing www.spicefm.co.ke. It is the first station, the entire Republic of Kenya, to go visual and audio at the same time.
Eric, you got that right, man. And at the top of the hour, at 9 o'clock, we're going to be taking your phone calls, just as Barbara said. And the number is 0719 012 600. Yeah, man. So, Eric, man, what's... no, let me start with Barbara. Eric spoke last in the last segment. Barbara, what's on your mind?
A lot is on my mind, but what is pressing me today is: are we a generation or a nation who are becoming? We are like. I mean, let me rephrase it. Are we becoming a generation who are so quick that we are run by microwave generation, get rich quick schemes, pyramid schemes? Are we going there? Why am I saying this? And not that I have not done it before. I can even give an example. Don't laugh at me, Eric. There's so many things that come up that if you do this, you'll get money in an hour or 30,000 in a day. I think you've seen it in posts, you've seen it online. There's some trading, there's some, there's so many things that are happening within the market, within social media's platforms that are making Kenyans engaged. Is it that we don't have employment, or have we become greedy, or are we just yearning for more? It's not wrong to yearn for more, but sometimes I feel we are duped. I can give an example of myself. A couple of years back, about 4 years, actually 6 years back, my siblings, let me not all of them, because some of them can end up calling to correct themselves. One of my siblings and my mom, we got into a pyramid scheme of some sort. And when we were getting in, we didn't think it was a pyramid scheme. I remember my father was against it so much. He even scolded us at a family meeting and told my mom, "Don't do that thing." But behind his back, yes, my mother and her girls went and joined this thing, and for sure we made money. I personally made like 400,000 out of it, and I paid school fees to go for my master's. That was my first school fees. I got it from a pyramid scheme. After for real, I wouldn't lie, I made money. But on the 4th month, we lost money. And we had gotten very excited. I remember my sister took in some savings, plugged in, and it was a savings from her family savings, and within that week we lost quite a lot of money, almost 800k. We wanted to collapse. We were almost dying, and we had called in our friends to come and plugged in. So everyone was basically blaming us for bringing them into something that collapsed. That not being the case, are we still doing these things? Have we not learned our lessons? Because I know for a fact, I have friends of mine who the other day were sending me these things, and I'm like, God, didn't we lose money? Do Kenyans not learn?
I think there's always a fad. In fact, I remember earlier I was asking, what fad is on right now? There's always a thing which is happening, which will make you a lot of money.
Right now it's IF. That's the fad.
My sister-in-law got into quail eggs. I hope she's not listening. So she got into quail eggs, and she got into quails at the time when it was at its peak.
So she
bought each quail at 1,000 shillings.
Are you serious?
A bird which runs for free hapo in Kitengela huko where I live.
And in my village in Ikolomani.
She bought each of them for 1,000 shillings, and she bought 500. And I'm not exaggerating because of radio. I am telling you a true story. She bought 500. She was feeding them. They eat, So she was feeding those little birds. And then now when she realized that this thing is not going anywhere because the price dropped.
Yes.
The bubble burst.
Yes.
So she had to start. She tried to chase them from the quail house.
They were not going to go away.
So they kept running out and coming back in.
Because they are used to being fed.
It's like, then they run out, then they come back in. But anyway, so what I've learned from those things is, for me, I don't like shortcuts. Because shortcuts are very long. You find yourself back on square one.
I know that.
You go around and then you come back where you left.
There's now a thing going around the country. I don't know if it's a Kenyan thing or an African thing. I'm trying to wrap my head around it. Everybody seems to have a side hustle. You are a doctor during the day, then at night you're a watchman, or God knows what else people do.
Yes.
there's I don't want to sound sanctimonious or preachy, but scripture again comes to mind.
Oh, please.
Yes, I'll tell you, Barbara.
Barbara
No,
amechoka na
I
neno.
know. I know. Sijachoka na Mungu. I love the Lord. But
no.
sometimes the things you put on scripture.
No,
Okay,
let me
please
tell you.
share, my
There's
brother.
there's-
Share. Preach, preach.
There's a scripture that I like.
Yes.
It says, "Do you see a man skilled or who is competent in his work? This man will stand before kings. He will not stand before obscure men." A story is told about Barack Obama when he flew the first time. You remember the speech of Wagwan, Jamaica? So he went to Jamaica for the first time at the tail end of his presidency. So the prime minister asked him prior what he would want to do. So when he landed, he requested to see two places.
Yes.
52 Paxton Street, I think it's called, where Bob Marley built his house.
Yes.
And then he asked for Usain Bolt. So Usain was flown from the tail end of southern Jamaica
Jamaica.
to come and meet the president. So I was thinking about this scripture and tying it to that meeting. If Usain Bolt was selling Mira at night, and then in the morning he's a shopkeeper, and then in the evening he's doing flips, doing watchman, and then running. I wonder if Obama would be wanting to see him. I'm coming to you. I
And
know
what you're
itching.
saying is that actually
Let me
that is
finish.
very debatable.
Let me finish.
Some of us have ambitions.
Barbara, I really
Let me
want to
finish.
answer.
Yes.
So I'm a firm believer in this. It's very hard to spread yourself thin. I'll give you an example of my work on radio. Now I have to read extensively. All right, just for information's sake, so that I don't come here and say, hey. Hiyo kitu imenishika na butwa. You know these people who when you argue, do you know these people when you argue?
They say, "Kwenda."
Yes, they say, wenda kupiga. No.
Eric, hold that thought, man. We'll be back right after this very short message. Eric, you need to read this magazine. It's about traveling. So that when you go,
I'm coming back, Barbara. Hold your
I am also coming back for you.
No, you guys need to travel. 94.4 Spice FM, and you're hanging out with the adults in the room. Welcome. It's 7:46 p.m. and you've not made a mistake. You've tuned into one of the most authentic conversation shows that you'll ever see in Kenya and in Africa.
That is absolutely right. We are the adults in the room where no holds are bad. Yeah, we have all conversations pertaining men and women and the things that matter most to them, be it money, sex, relationships. So you're in the right place. Listen, if you're listening all the way down in Nyeri, the Othaya regions, and Karatina or Mukureni, we are live and direct on 97.9. If you're in Malindi, Gede, Mulimo, Maweni, we are on 97.6. And Kisumu Dala, Obunga, Riat, Manyata, Mamboleo, we are live on 102.5. My name is Eric Omondi.
And I am Barbara Mbaka, also known as the Duchess of Ikolomani. If you're in Kisi, Kakamega, or the Western region, you can still tune in on the same frequency as Kisumu, that is 102.5. If you're in Nairobi, in the outskirts, that's Ruaka, Kiambu, Kitengela, Ruai, 94.4 is your frequency. I also welcome you to tune in and plug in on our social media handles, that is Spice FM KE on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And I was telling you guys earlier, if you're stuck in traffic and you're listening to the show and you want to see some of the facial expressions that this gentleman and lady are making, just go to www.spicefm.co.ke on your phone and you'll be able to stream the show live.
Absolutely right. Welcome.
Eric,
Sorry, Bunny.
you were telling us a very heartfelt thing just before we went to the
Yeah,
break.
so I was saying this. I'm a firm believer in this. If you're personally able to do 15 things, like most Kenyans love to do, but do them competently, I'll give you a very easy example. You can go to a tailor anywhere in Nairobi and say, look, I'm going for a wedding. I am looking for a shirt. These are my fittings. How soon can you have it ready? This guy will tell you boisterously, say, this one is basically 2 hours. 2 hours. You've asked him. You've not told him you need him in 2 hours. You've asked him. So say 2 hours maximum, even 1 hour.
Tomorrow it will be ready.
All right. So you say, you do this. I want a perfect job. I'll give you the whole afternoon. And then tomorrow at noon, I'll come. I want it in blue. The button should be like this. Then you come tomorrow at 4. All right. This gentleman, more often than not, out of 10 tailors, 9 of them will tell you, you know, what has happened is Charan has just Charan, even the buttons.
Charan
just
is
new."
the machine, Charani.
So everybody would have excuses. They'll give you a tons of excuses.
That's
So you're
true.
saying guys can
I am
more
a
than one thing?
I am a firm believer in exceptionalism and putting in your foot well. If you find something to do it well. In fact, Martin Luther said, I've remembered, that if a man is a street sweeper, let him sweep the street so well so that kings and queens will come and say, surely they'll leave the man who swept the streets. You can't sweep the streets, go do acrobatics, go also and become a seremala, and you're poor at all those things.
I beg to differ.
You can, but you
I
need to do
beg
it
to
well.
differ, and it is
before,
debatable.
Barbara, before you differ, there's a question I want to ask Eric, and I'll come to you after I finish. There's this guy
Yes.
called Donald Glover.
Yes.
He's an actor. He sang this song called "This Is America." You know that
Yes,
song?
yes.
Yes.
So Donald Glover is an actor, an excellent actor.
Yes.
He's acted a very nice series called Atlanta or something.
Yes, I've
Yes.
seen it, yes.
And then he's also a singer. He sang that "This Is America" thing.
Yes, yes.
And then he's also a stand-up comedian, and he does all those three things
Yes.
excellently. So do you think this guy is multi-talented?
I just
You
answered
know,
you.
I
Wait,
think-
let me answer.
Maybe-
He's
maybe-
asked me. I've
He
answered.
also
you.
asked me, what's wrong
he
with
asked-
you?
Let me ask Eric. That's what he said. Okay, let me tell you something, Emmanuel.
Yes.
I've answered you prior to asking the question, and I said if you are able to do 15 or 50 things well, my issue is competence. If you're incompetent in your 15 things, then concentrate on one, for crying out loud. Instead of spreading yourself too thin and you suck at all these things, you are ever late, you don't work well, you don't deliver on your tailored clothing, then stop and do something that you can do well. That's my argument.
Barbara, what do you think?
First, I'll start by saying there's something that Idris said. This idea of Africans or Black Americans telling their fellow men that stay in your lane, do what you can. I object to that.
Who said?
Idris.
Who's
Idris
Idris?
was like, go ahead, spread your wings.
Who is Idris?
Oh, you don't know Idris?
Elba.
Idris, the Nini.
Yes, Idris Alba.
But you know you can be
You know
Idris
it's-
Mwangi.
No, it's not Idris Mwangi. Everyone
Barbara,
knows it's Idris
you have to
Alba.
quote him well.
Barbara, you're saying as if you know him, like you talked to him before
No,
the
I
show
love
began.
him. I just like him. He doesn't know me. I just like him. I like his body. Anyway, that's irrelevant to the show. What I was saying is, I beg to differ with what Eric says. I come from the school of thought that, and maybe I'm an ambitious woman, or maybe I have a lot on my plate. If I was to rely on one income, I'll tell you, Emmanuel and Eric, I would not be where I am today. I am not that kind of woman or that kind of person that is going to sit down and wait for an income, because an income will make me lazy. That is what I believe in. I am that person you'll call mama hustler, ambitious. I will go an extra mile. I will do 2 jobs. And within those 2 jobs, those are the things that have made me who I am. At the age of 30, I have a house. You know, there are certain things I got by the time I was 30, people who are my peers don't have. It's because I spread my wings. I cannot just sit and wait for one income to give me. I once had it was a lecturer. One of my lecturers once told me, sit down and write what you want. As Eric says, write. I wrote, and when you sit down and
Oh,
recite,
you agreed to the lecturer?
yes.
You didn't tell him you're smart?
No, I was smart. I was doing my master's, excuse me. Anyway, but do I say?
Yes.
But what this lady told me is sit down and decide what you want with your life. And when you've tabulated it down, look at the routes or the avenues. And that time I was employed. I was still employed and I was doing a business on the side. Is whatever you're doing able to get you to that goal? I'll tell you for a fact, and I'm not demystifying people who are on 8 to 5s or doing business. For me, with the ambitions I had, one income cannot get me there. I wanted to buy land, I wanted to build, I wanted a home, I wanted a car, and one income for me. So for me, I'll say yes, maybe I'm ambitious. But if someone is able to spread their wings, fine, as you see, some of us spread them too thin, go ahead. Fail, then reset. It is not wrong to fail. You will stand up on your feet and do it again. This idea of you thinking that you need to rely on a salary or rely on one income, it is wrong. You'll be comfortable and lazy.
So maybe I've noticed one thing. Eric is talking about doing something
We are
really
speaking
well,
about different
and then
This-
Barbara, and you're talking about making an income, right?
Doing
so
whatever
is
you
it
can.
Is it about making an income, or is it about what Eric is talking about,
Can
doing something?
Can I
excellently?
interject? Some people have to try, and I do agree with Eric. Sometimes some people spread themselves too thin. However, you can fail. It is not wrong to fail.
So, Barbara, we are
I
speaking
am a
about two
student.
different
I'm a
things.
student of failure. Personally, I'm a student of failure, and through my failure and my faults, I have picked myself up. I have started businesses that have failed. Those who know me can tell you. And that did not make me stop or tire.
No.
Yes, I spread myself too thin, I know. I've even had it from my friends. They're like, Mama, see, you're doing too much. Yes, I'm doing too much. But at the end of the day, my pocket is very good.
No, that's not what I was talking about. I'm not disabusing people who do 56 things. I'm just saying the challenge is this. Please hear me correctly. That if you are doing 56 things and they are very weird, you're not doing them to the optimum.
What is
best.
weird to you?
Weird is the example I gave you of a tailor. He's a tailor, a shopkeeper. He has 4 cows. He also rears cats and sells chicken.
Are you including Barbara's
No. I'm just giving an example. So if you want him for milk, leo tuku toa masiwa. If you want him for tailor, sina buttons. If you want him for this, that's what I'm talking about.
You don't like people getting an extra income.
You're not listening.
I am listening quite well.
I'm talking about excellence and competence. You are talking about 15
So you
incomes.
want people to make sure if they're doing something, it should be excellent.
Yeah, if you want 55,000 jobs and you want to be comfortable and whatnot, nobody's refuting that. And I'm not advocating for one salary. All I'm saying is, if you decide to sell newspapers, can you be there at 6 reliably
Yes.
so that people can get papers?
I agree
now,
to that.
once you folded that and you decide to now do what? Sell milk.
Yes.
Can you provide milk when it's needed on time?
Yes.
I'm not saying sell newspaper only. My argument is this, that if you find something to do, for you to do it competently well, it takes time. I don't know if you've seen that Usain Bolt ran. For the period of time he ran before he went to the Olympics, it took a long period of time. But if you combine the seconds he won, the millions of money he won, it's maybe 100 minutes or something less than that.
Eric, we're almost at the top of the hour, and I want people to get to know our hot topic today, man. And this is the way these guys are talking here. You guys are just reminding me of a hot topic. Our hot topic today is how often should I talk to my partner? I think it talks about communication. Should I call you all the time, the way Barbara is always calling her house help to talk to her baby all the time? Every time we go on a break, she's always calling. So did Barbara used to do that to her ex-husband? Tune in, don't touch that dial and you'll get to know. So you guys I know we were supposed to move on to something else, but this conversation is really heated.
No, this is what I'm saying, and I hope Barbara hears me. Barbara,
You think my ears are closed, sweetheart?
because your response is bizarre.
There's a
Your response
No,
is
my
bizarre.
No,
my
listen,
response
listen.
is not bizarre.
there's something.
A moment, just a moment.
No,
My res-
it'll prepare.
wait. A moment. My response is not bizarre. Just
It
let me
is.
not lose my line of thought. Eric, so many times we interact. You've asked me, why do you do several things? And I've come to understand you're not the kind of person who likes spreading your wings to do different things. True or false?
You don't know that for sure.
You have told me that because there are moments you've asked me, why do you do this? And I've explained to you. I always tell you, there's so much I want for myself.
Yes.
And for me, I do not think one income for
Okay,
me.
come
and
out
I'm
of
very
that.
open.
Sawa,
Yes.
pause.
Yes, pause. And I do.
What do you feel
wait.
about excellence?
Listen, guys.
What do you feel
Excellence
about
needs,
excellence?
needs to be there, and it needs to be there, and that's what I'm saying. I do
Then
agree
we are
with
good.
you,
We are
but
good.
in part, you do not need to. If someone fails at it, don't break
Nobody
them.
talked about failure. You
You
see now
did.
you.
Yeah, there's something I
Okay.
read. There's something I read about a laser beam. So he said the sun, the way the sun shines.
Yes.
All right. It's rays just a spread. All right? Like the way it shines normally.
Yes.
But when you focus those rays of the sun, it creates a laser beam which can cut through diamond.
Yes.
So what's the analogy? The analogy, what that means is when you focus, you can do bigger things.
Yeah.
I think that's what you're saying, right?
Yeah,
So when
yeah,
you
yeah.
focus on one thing, like the laser, you can now
Yes.
cut one thing.
Yeah, totally.
But maybe your passion is.
Passions are different.
I think Barbara's passion is to make money.
Maybe. I guess.
Not maybe.
But I was not addressing.
No,
Barbara.
I'm
no,
just saying.
I'm just saying.
saying why
I'm
you
just
guys
saying.
make
No,
it.
no.
I'm
Let
just
me give an
saying-
example
I'm
of
just saying
Emmanuel.
from the
I know him.
conversation.
Yes, I
From
know
the
Emmanuel.
conversation.
Emmanuel is a comedian. Emmanuel is an MC, and Emmanuel is a radio host. You get, and I believe he does them very well. Yes, I get what you're saying. That if Emmanuel decides to do all this thing, and part of what Emmanuel does, I do the same thing. I'm a businesswoman. I'm a radio host. I do corporate MC. I do all that in one basket, and I'm a farmer. Yes, that's why they make fun about the cows thing. And I'm a farmer. Yes, some people might think I've spread my life or too thin, but for me, I'm looking at what when I retire, do I just want to retire in this NSSF business? I'm looking farther away. So it is not wrong for someone to do that. And I agree with you. It needs to be excellent. But not everyone has excellent. So allow them to fail. Listen. Allow people to fail,
That is
to
bad.
make mistakes and pick themselves up and reset.
We
That's
should
what
not
I
allow
think.
people to be incompetent.
Yeah, but let's agree to disagree on that, darling.
Yeah, man. But you guys go and read about that laser story. Yeah? Laser story. You guys didn't take that thing seriously.
No,
We
it's
did,
okay,
we did,
seriously.
we did, we did. I read
I
that
am.
too.
I am for that opinion.
Yes.
I believe in focusing and doing something well. Be they 90 things or one.
Yes.
Instead of doing 540,000 things.
I agree with
badly.
Eric there.
You're tuning to the adults in the room. You're hanging out with the adults in the room. My name is Emmanuel Kisiangani, and this is 94.4 Spice FM. And the conversation is already really hot, and it's going to get hotter in the next hour. Our hot topic for the day is, how often should I talk to my partner? Please listen to the conversation. And at 9 o'clock, we're going to be taking your phone calls and your views about this conversation.
It
Thank
should
you for
also be
tuning in.
partners.
It should also be.
Partners.
All right, we'll add an S for you, Barbara.
Barbara is-
Spice up your life.
Those are the sounds of Marvin Gaye singing about things that only I am legally allowed to enjoy in this room as the only married guy in the building. Poleni, my brothers and my sister. So,
Emmanuel, sometimes
Sorry.
I
Sorry.
don't think you're normal.
In
Let's just say
future.
that.
you're hanging out with the adults in the room. My name is Emmanuel Kisiangani. This is 94.4 Spice FM. And if you're tuned in Mombasa, places like Nyeri, places like Mtwapa, places like Dox, then frequency is 87.9 FM.
That is absolutely right. A very warm welcome to you all the way from Odhaya and Karatina. Mukuruini, Nyeri, we are on 97.9. And if you're in Malindi, Kijiwe, Tanga, Gede, Mulimo, Maweni, we are on 97.6 and 97.7. Remember also, if you're in the areas of Section 58, Free Area, Shabe, all the way down in Central Business District of Nakuru, we are on 96.0. Spice FM is the first radio coming alive in visual format. Whatever that means is, if you're all the way down in Mzanzi, South Africa, or in Central Africa Republic, you know, those are the two countries, by the way, where the world's diamonds come from.
South Africa
Yeah.
and
Half of the world's diamond come from South Africa.
We are very
and
rich as
Central
a
Africa.
continent.
amazing
Yes.
stuff.
So tune in to www.spicefm.co.ke. My name is Eric Omondi.
And I am Barbara Mbaka, also known as the Duchess of Ikolomani. If you're in the western region, that is Kisumu, Kisi, Kakamega, you can tune in. You can tune in on 102.5. If you're in Eldoret, Nandi County, Kapsabet, Bomet, that is 96.7. And if you're in Malindi, that is 97.7. Welcome back to the show. Our hot topic for today is, how often should I talk to my partner or partners?
In your
The-
case, partners.
No, I don't have any partner. Please don't spoil my name. I'm still in the market.
yeah,
The reason I said partners, because we have become a polygamous nation, and let's not lie. We've been seeing it. Our political
Barbara, now
leaders.
you're speaking for every Kenyan.
No,
We
you
have.
men are men are
We have.
polygamous in nature. Okay, some men. So please, we want to refund. We want to be very open. Let's not lie to each other. Even women know that there's. Some of them know they are alone. Some of them they know they share. You know, let's be open.
Barbara said it right. Remember, the top of the hour, we'll be expecting and picking some of your calls and views on 0719-012-600. Emmanuel, what are we talking about?
We're talking about Barbara read it earlier. You're putting me on the spot. How often should I talk to my partner?
How often should I talk to my partner? How often do you talk to your wife?
I'll tell you. Why do you want me to preempt? I'm about to tell you this
All
story
right,
for a whole 1 hour.
All right.
Eric, if I've gone on a date and it's my first date, I'm meeting a guy, so we're in a coffee house and we are bored. We can't even talk to each other because the date has become boring. We can get out our phones and stream the show live, right?
That is absolutely right. You simply have to go to www.spicefm.co.ke and you'll get to see Barbara's lovely flowery dress and her luscious lips. You know, I don't know if I'm okay to say that. Luscious.
Go ahead,
She
darling.
told me to say it.
I didn't.
All,
You guys
all,
are gonna get banned.
all from her fingertips and very nice lashes and everything in between.
They're real, by the way.
No, totally. Yeah, so
Yes.
streaming. Barbara, look at that camera.
Barbara is an entrepreneur, by the way.
She
She was speaking about entrepreneur. I think Barbara's gift is actually entrepreneurship.
I'm a woman of many talents.
She is a woman of many means.
Anyway, you've said it just right, Barbara. Do you know that Kenyans, it is back? Lions Den, the country's biggest business reality television show, is here once again. Excitement, tension, and of course, drama appear everywhere.
Find out which bold and determined entrepreneurs from those who applied from across the country actually made it to the den.
Season 4 of KCB Lions Den begins next week, Tuesday, September 3rd at 8 p.m. only on KTN. Be prepared to watch the Lions roar once again.
So, Barbara, are you gonna make it for this Lions Den?
Terms and conditions apply. I work for Standard Group, so let's be serious with life.
I'm sure Barbara has written a proposal and sent it with our help. Check enda tu kwa laini vile ona sema
Auntie.
anti sema hii ng'ombe ni yako. Hii ng'ombe si yangu. Usiseme papra. Ng'ombe uko nayo ngapi? Mbili.
Sibaka?
So, Eric, I need you to do me a favor, man. I want you to break down the hot topic today. How often should I talk to my partner? Because it's something you're very passionate about.
Yes.
I've been in a few situationships and some
They're not even
relationships.
relationships.
Some relationships. And I often would find myself in the very murky waters of the person I was in a relationship with, feeling that my communication from my end was not adequate. Personally, as a very ambiverted man, I'm a very ambiverted man.
I know that.
So
And you forgot the militant part.
that one you gave me. So personally, as an ambivert, there are sections of me that are very introverted. So I keep to myself a lot. And then there are sections of me when I'm here, I'm loud and whatnot. And then when I walk out of that door, I am very
He loves us from a distance.
So that's basically what we're talking about. What is sufficient for you, and would that be sufficient for me? And how long or how much is too much, if at all there is too much?
I can speak for myself before Barbara chimes in. Barbara looks like she has a whole file on this
No,
particular
I
topic.
don't.
Speaking for myself, I think I'm one of those guys who loves, I think I over-communicate, especially when it comes to my wife. Like, sometimes I can go through a moment, maybe something amazing happens. Maybe I'm called for a nice job, or even as something small, like I have a very nice meal. So I feel like I want to call her immediately at that moment when I'm excited.
But I think that's okay.
And so that she can share with me that moment. But my wife is opposite me. She hates being called. So we get into a clash because she's like, you can't just wait and come and tell me. Like, most of the time after the show, I call her. I'm like, hey, did you listen to the show? Hey, did you hear what Barbara was saying about? Then she's like, hey, where are you? Then I'm like, I'm on my way home. She's like, so you just wait and come and tell me in the house. So I'm like, no, I want to tell you now. So for me, I think maybe I'm one of those over communicators.
Yeah, Barbara, what about you?
For me, when I was young and I started dating, I could say I was over communicating a lot, and I liked communicating a lot. But when I've gotten older, I've become, I don't know if it's not repulse. Repulse is a very wrong word.
But you hide things a lot.
No, I've just become distant. I'm too busy. No, I get that. I'm just too busy. And I'll give an example. The time I was in a situationship with someone which didn't last because he felt, when now I'm much mature, he felt that I don't communicate as much. The person who I communicate a lot, I think, and you can testify, is my daughter. And I'm like, that's my child. I have to find out. You're a grown-ass man with beards. Honestly, you want me to check up on you every other time? I don't get that. I once got into a tiff with a gentleman because he felt while he spoke to me in the morning last night, I should wake up and say good morning. Then I should find during the day. Yes, I told you about that. Yes. And I should wake up during the day. He wants to check up on me, and I'm imagining I have to go check on my business. I have to come to Spice.
You have to milk your cows.
I have to milk my cows, and I'm like,
MC?
I have to MC. I'm thinking, does this man doesn't have a life of his own, or he's not busy? And for him, he was. It took me a lot to understand. I remember I was talking to Eric. I'm like, what's with this? Are you men needy, or what it is? And he made me understand that there are people who just love that communication.
Yes.
And for me, I'm thinking, I didn't breastfeed you, so really, why are we on? You're old. There's a time when I was young, we could do that. But now we are older. I am focused. My focus is on trying to. Yes. I told you that unlogical love is not good.
I think, guys, this has less to do with couples as a unit, but more about the individuals and their ways and of how they appreciate communication.
Yes.
Say, as I said earlier, say, for instance, as an introvert, you may have a natural inclination to enjoy alone time,
Yes.
even when you're in a relationship. So I think it helps to communicate early. For instance, if personally, when I'm in a relationship,
You need to communicate more.
I need to, I've made a habit now that I know to say, you know, I'm not so big a texter
Yes.
or big a caller after 3 seconds. Personally, I can do 72 hours hanging out, eating my popcorn and just scratching myself. And then you'll be there panicking.
Can I ask
You've
why
not
you scratch
called me.
yourself for 72?
My knee.
Oh,
So now,
Eric,
while
you're such a liar.
While if you're an extroverted person, every 3 seconds when your message hasn't been responded to, it's a panic attack.
Yes.
You're like, is he planning to break up with me, or is she planning to break up with me, or did I do something off? So I think one of the things a lot of couples ought to do is not only just divorce themselves from the idea of communicating as a unit, as a couple, but how to for each individual. Does that make sense?
it does make
So,
sense.
like, just to understand, like in a typical day, for instance, you're in a relationship. How would you want to communicate? Do you want her to call you once in a day, thrice in a day?
I don't think you need to put a figure. Once
No,
or
I'm
twice.
saying generally.
I'm saying
Do you-
just
Like,
generally.
do you want her to call you and tell you, hey, I've woken up well. How are you doing? I'm
Sometimes
fine.
First, you woke up in the same house. Why do you want to text
no,
each
no.
I don't
maybe-
live
maybe
with
you don't
women.
live-
I
maybe
don't
you don't-
live with women in my house. Mimi sina hizo tabia zako baba.
I don't stay with anyone except my child. I
Don't
don't.
touch the dial.
I don't live in sin.
We are the adults in the room. We're going to be back after this short break. Please don't miss this very hot conversation on 94.4 Spice FM. The capital city of Nairobi. This is 94.4 Spice FM, streaming live on the internet and streaming live or in the airwaves, you know, wherever you can catch us, you can catch us. And if you're in Mombasa, the frequency is 87.9 FM.
That is absolutely right. If you're down in Libreville, Gabon, which is the 5th most expensive city in the entire world. Can you imagine?
Hey,
Gabon.
today, Eric, you're giving us
Gabon is the what?
geography.
Libreville in Gabon, in Africa, is the 5th most expensive city in the world.
Oh, it's expensive.
Fifth,
Oh,
globally.
nice. Interesting.
Globally.
It must
Japan, Tokyo is number 1.
But Gabon must be not very developed, right?
5th most expensive. You can check out
It's
why.
really not developed. I have a friend who comes from
Those
there.
are the things I'm going to tell my wife when I reach home. Do you know Gabon? No, Gabon.
No wonder your wife doesn't want to talk to you all the time. If these are the things you tell her.
You guys don't steal my shine. Remember to tune in to www.spicefm.co.ke. What that means is Spice being the first radio coming alive in visual format. You can get to see us and also watch us. But if you're on your stereo listening in Nakuru, the great county of Flamingos, free area, section 58, Kiamunyi, all the way down in Shabe or Langa, we are live and direct on 96.0.
My name is Barbara Mbaka, also known as the Duchess of Ecolo Money. I invite you to our social media handles, that is Spice FM KE on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Also, we shall be picking up your calls at the top of the hour. Actually, not top of the hour, but 30 minutes from now. That is 0719-012-600. Let me repeat that, 0719-012-600. And our SMS code is 40127. Let us know what you think about the topic of, which is, how often should I talk to my
Partner.
or partners?
So, Barbara, if I am traveling, say, to Nakuru and I'm hearing the debates, you know, on the stereo of
Yes.
the matatu, I can stream the show live on my phone.
Yes, but please make sure you drive safely as you are streaming
I'm
and
a
driving.
passenger, man.
Oh, passenger then.
He's in a matatu.
Okay, fine. Sorry, I didn't hear that. Get that.
Barbara must really throw me off.
There's something you were saying and you asked before we went on a break.
No, it was Eric was...
How many times? You're saying how many times?
I was asking
Yes.
you, Eric.
Ideally
about the hot
for
topic.
me,
Yes. Why wouldn't be burdensome for you? Like, you're like, hey, this person is calling me too much.
you see, and I get your wife where she would be coming from, in my introverted side. Constant communication can be stifling in 2 parts. You're stealing the healthy debate we would have at the tail end of the day.
What do you mean by stealing?
You know, you're still, like, now you're updating me so much. When you come home, what are we going to talk about? You know,
Are you
I
trying
tend to
say-
think
are you
am I-
trying
Talk
to
about
say-
it again.
Are you trying to say they are boring?
No. I tend to think that relationships or relationships of yesteryears from our parents seem to have lasted longer in part because the dad would wake up and say, goodbye, mom, go all the way without the mom texting and saying, you will not believe who's knocked on the door right now. You will not believe who came to ask for salt. Will you believe the fundi has said this? So that constant communication can cause boredom.
Yes.
So for me, if I'm to answer you, I would prefer that it's not routinely. You know, some of these relationships feel like you meet somebody in the random streets of Nairobi, and then 4 days later, hi babe, check you, which babe?
And then they're like,
Which
why are
babe?
you so quiet?
Yeah, and then why are you so quiet? Are we meeting again? So just give me time. Let me grow into it. It also depends on the longevity or how long deep in rather you've been in the relationship. If we've met for 3 weeks, don't text me after 3 seconds. Just go away. I'll call
Maybe
you.
some woman loves you and they're just being and they're just being
I
nasty.
know there are stages in relationships, like when during the honeymoon period, people call each other much.
That's
you
true.
don't go through that, like when you just meet someone.
Yes, the excitement of a
yeah, you're
relationship.
excited, and then when you now get established, maybe the calls reduce, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and then now when now you're married, you know, maybe you don't call as much. But for me, speaking for myself,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I want to share that moment with you,
And I agree
and I
with you.
feel like it's very hurtful for me. In fact, that's why I think we kosana all the time with my wife over the phone, is because why aren't you wanting to share that moment with me? Why are you spiting my moment?
I think if you're
Like I'm calling you because I'm happy.
Yes.
Like I'm actually giving you a very access.
Yes.
I've given you access into my life. You've known the joy that I'm feeling, and you're privileged to be sharing that joy with me.
I tell you, maybe the thing a lot of people like Emmanuel need to do, Barbara, if they can speak about it from the get-go and say, you know, Barbara, I understand that you're not so big on being called, but how I express myself, I appreciate calling consistently across the day. Maybe 6 times. How is 6? Then you're like, reduce it to 4. Then you're like, hey, that's hectic. Just call me twice. So that, like you see now, if Emmanuel's wife knew, because I don't know if he's discussed it with him, with her, sorry. But if Emmanuel's wife knew that this guy, upon anything happens, he wants to share it with me. So my way of showing him that I love him is by listening for a whole 58 minutes about the same story he'll tell me when he gets here. So she just says, where? What? So yeah. So
I
think
get
it's
what you're
important
saying.
to have
No,
that
yes.
conversation.
Yeah, it's important, as you're saying, to have that conversation with your spouse or your loved one. But I also I feel we don't need to put a cap on how many times someone should be called, especially if you are married or, you know, you're in a long relationship with someone.
Chicks don't love being called.
No, we love being called. That's what I'm saying.
Because
That's why I say
there's a story that chicks always say that nowadays he doesn't call me as
and
much
that is
as
why
he used to.
and that's why I'm telling you it depends. Don't go and put a cap and say 3 times. There are moments in a day you'll call her 3 times. There are moments you'll call her once or text her once. And you see, we're in an age where you don't even need to call. You can send a message and just check on her, especially if it's your wife and you really want to have a loving wife and a good marriage. For heaven's sake, you can just make commitment. There are moments, as you're saying, you want to share a moment. Maybe you've gotten a promotion or something has happened to you and you just need to pick a call or text your loved one. Go ahead if you have that relationship. But if you don't have, then it's still understandable. But we cannot say 6 times or 3 times or once a day. It works differently for different people.
Emmanuel, I have something to say. You know, I was brought up in a house full of women.
Yes.
My mother had about Auntie Rose, Auntie Cheng, we were about
Auntie.
eight female women in our house.
Yes.
And then my uncle and I were the only boys. So one of the things I learned about women, because
Plus your sisters also.
yes, so we were many women. One of the things I learned about
No,
women,
you're not many women. There were many women.
No, there were many
Yes.
women. One of the things I learned about women from that tender age is that women love consistency.
Yes.
So if I were a man, I would start as I intend to go.
Yes.
So instead of bombarding her phone with phone calls and texts, and that is not ordinarily you, further down the road she's going to question why you've stopped. Because now you've gone to your default setting of not calling ever.
Because the honeymoon stage is over.
Not even the honeymoon stage.
Relationships go through a stage.
Men can do, there's some of that, but
Yes.
men can sometimes go out of their way to do the most outrageous things.
But I agree with
Emmanuel,
you. That's not very robotic. Like,
Yes.
I'll start the way I go.
I
I've
think-
met this very hot chick, and then I fall head over heels in love with her.
Yes.
You see, I can't control my emotions and start saying, okay, now that I'm head over heels in
Thank
love with this
you.
chick, but I'll start the way I go. I want to call her. I want to
yes,
talk to her.
I
wanna
don't
be
like
with her
this rule you
all
men
the
have. I
time.
shall call after 3 days.
No,
What is
no.
3 days?
Starting the way you go simply means is being you. Like you'll be you at the start, as you will be in the middle, as you'll be in the end. I've told you women love consistency. So if you're not going to be consistent at the start, then in the middle you fizzle out. They're going to hate it and question you. So starting the way to go is not at a programmed way. I'll start like this and go like this. It's just like, this is who I truly am. I'm Emmanuel. I call 58 times a day. and you have to start loving
But
that.
you know, in the initial stages of every relationship, people send their representatives sometimes. So they're not truly themselves. They show us a different picture. So it's true when Emmanuel says in the initial stages, you will call so many times. Then after you know
you're in
this
love.
woman.
I think, Eric,
yes.
you've not been in love for a while.
Yeah, I also think so. We need to get him some chick. A
You-
random
you-
one.
You need to fall in love.
Yeah.
'Cause you see, when you're
In
falling
fact,
in
he's
love,
been thinking
you're-
about love. You need to pray about it.
You're speaking from a place of logic.
Yes.
And you're scaring the tone of my voice.
Yes, in fact, even me.
When you're in love, it's
different.
It's different. You're gonna call more than you normally.
Let me
call.
tell you
Yes.
something. what you guys
You've
don't
never been in
understand.
love, and out of
No, I have,
curiosity,
I have.
you've not done these silly things of calling all the time.
No.
You hung up. You hung
No,
up.
that's right. I have.
Yes.
But we are talking about how much is too much in terms of
But-
communication.
but
There's
Eric-
something I want to say before I lose my chain of thought, Emmanuel.
Okay.
Just because some couples communicate, like in your case, 56,000 times per day, doesn't mean that their connection is stronger. You know, people misconstrue that too much of something makes you more connected. You can be chatting with 14 chicks consistently.
As we said, partners.
Yes, you're like, hello,
You've
Agnes, let me call you. I'm talking to my boss 1 minute. Then you hang up,
How
then you
about-
call Julie, and so on and
How
so
about you
forth.
send hi to like 18 chicks?
Yes,
Hi,
yes,
hi,
yes.
hi.
Good morning, darling. Good morning, babe. Good morning.
So effective communication far overrides this frequency of communication.
But I tell you what,
But
Eric,
it's different for different relationships. Can we agree on that, for starters?
We can't.
Eric,
Go away.
Barbara.
Yes.
But on the flip side, which is interesting, I don't like, especially when I'm at my place of work, I don't like being called all the time.
And
When
you
I
like
am-
calling your
when
wife
I
all
am-
the time.
After work,
You
after
have
I'm
bad
done,
manners.
after I'm done with my work, I'll call you. But when I'm at my place of work, in fact, we get into tiffs, which is interesting because she sends me texts and then she says, "You reply my text." So I'm like, when I see that later on, I'm like, I was at work. What's up with you, man? You want me to text you and I am at work?
I think she's more of a texter and you're more of a caller.
No. Yeah, okay, that's also a point.
Yeah.
But my point with this, Eric, was I think men think, you know that theory about men thinking in boxes and women thinking in a one line thread.
Yes.
Like when a guy is at work,
Yes.
he's working, he's just thinking about his job.
Yes.
And then now when he's done, now he'll come out of that box and get into the box of calling you.
Yes.
So now you can't communicate constantly.
Yeah,
especially with a
I
man.
also see that with you guys. Yeah, sometimes you can't multitask. And when I multitask, you're like, Barbara, you're not paying attention.
Yeah.
And I'm
But
paying
you,
attention.
your way of multitasking is strange, which we'll get to in another tentative conversation. Anyway, Emmanuel, to nip this problem in the bud, how you each communicate needs to be the focus. How you each communicate.
Yes.
So you see, I would tell Mrs. Kisiangani, if I was a Mr. Kisiangani, that look, babe, while I'm working, I am unable, or I'm completely incapacitated. I cannot start texting you about a lovey-dovey stuff. All right. And then Mrs. Kisiangani can say, I prefer that, just before you dash into now your very serious zone, that you text me something real quick so that your individual needs are met about how you feel, the communication will be most effective.
Okay.
Eric, I think there's something I came across about how you have to understand the person you're with. All right. So like people think differently. There are people who think in images. You know, they are lookers. And one of the thing about lookers is they dress really well. Like when I was reading that thing, I just remembered you and Barbara. You guys are people who think in images. And then now there's this other person who I discovered was my wife who think in words. Like words are big for them. Like when you tell them a word, they don't dress really well. I'm not saying my wife dresses badly, but they're not very keen on dress code. You know, they just wear a t-shirt and jeans and they're cool, right? And then now there's this other person who's just a touchy person. Like I just come, like Eric is not touchy. Do you know that?
Yes, I know
this
that.
guy hates, but
Yeah.
Barbara is touchy.
Me, I'm touchy.
But
I
don't
hug
like- I
everyone.
don't like people near me.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think one of the things.
Yeah,
you
may
should-
I hug? I greet you. Eric wants to frown at the corner.
Yeah.
No, I just say hi.
Yeah, I get that.
So
You love people from a distance.
So I think
That's
if-
why I tell you you're different.
So I think if you understand where your partner is categorized,
Yes.
you can communicate with them better. Because me, I think my wife is better if you send her a message, which I hate sending messages.
Yes.
But her, she works better if I send her a message. And me, I work better if she calls me when I'm not at work. What do you guys think?
I think you need to sit and compromise on that. But it just reminds me what Eric was saying when we just started the conversation. Is a long time ago we didn't have all this digital, all these phones, and we would use just phone calls only. We had, the landlines on some people, and you'd have to wait or you'd have to write a letter. What made us change? Right now, because of the digital age, We are so tech savvy, things on our phone. We want someone to reply immediately.
Yes, yes.
We want people to respond immediately. We're not giving people time. And for me, I think the digital age, it's a weird and a wonderful space to be in. All this pocket technology that we have within our hands, it eases communication, but also I feel it has completely shaken up our relationships
Has it
and
shaken up?
changed the dynamics of how we look at things.
Yeah, because
I don't know, just how it's,
do you think it has helped, especially with long distance relationships?
That it has. For
if
that
you
it
have,
has.
Would you be in a long distance relationship?
Yes, I think I would love one.
How about you, Eric? Would you date
Because I
someone
don't
who
have
is in
time to
Dubai?
text you all the time and see you. I'm sorry.
I'm not even looking to date currently, so I'm fine not dating.
I'm asking hypothetically.
I am pro long distance because I'm too busy, so I want someone who'll understand me.
But even if you're getting those phone calls on WhatsApp,
But
and
please don't
whatever,
video
it
call
doesn't
me at
feel-
night.
it
I'm on
doesn't
factory
feel-
setting.
it
No
doesn't-
makeup mode.
It doesn't feel authentic. I don't know about you guys. It still doesn't feel like you can relate authentically through Skype and.
You
this
can.
video
I know people who are married and they're in relationships and they have
I'll
families.
tell you something about the communication story I have for you that when we came back after the break.
4.4 Spice FM, the home of soul and authentic conversation. My name is Emmanuel Kisingani and you're hanging out with the adults in the room. And if you're in Mombasa, the frequency is 87.9. If you're in Diani, if you're in Nyeri, if you're in Mtwapa, the frequency is 87.9 FM.
A very warm welcome to you wherever you are in Africa and the great Republic of Kenya. If you're all the way down in Nyeri, I once went to Nyeri when it was very cold and I don't
It can
have
be
very
very cold over
fond
there.
memories. If you're in Nyeri, the Odhaya, Karatina, Mukuraini areas, we're on 97.9. If you're down in Malindi, a county I also love, in Kijiwetanga, Gede, Maweni, we are live and direct all the way in Malindi at 97.6 and 97.7. If you're in Kericho, Ahero areas, Nyagacho, Awasi, Riat, Obunga, Kisumu, we are on 102.5. Remember, Spice FM is the first radio coming alive in visual format. That means that wherever you are in the great continent of Africa, you can stream on www.spicefm.co.ke and you get to not only listen to us, but watch us. My name is Eric Omondi.
And I am Barbara Mbaka, also known as the Duchess of Ikolomani. I welcome you, I invite you also to go to our social media handles, that is Spice FM KE on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Please let us know what you think about the topic of today, that is how often should I talk to my partner or partners, and also you can call us in the next 15 minutes on 0719 012 600, contribute to the conversation.
Yeah, and if you're sitting alone in your house and your wife is not in the house, or maybe you have a blackout and your phone is fully charged and you want to watch the show live, you can go to www.spicefm.co.ke on your browser and you can watch the show live.
And that's absolutely right. Emmanuel, before we went on a break, I was telling you guys something. And thank you for that tidbit of information. I had never thought about that people think in colors and looks.
And images.
That's interesting. Anyway, one of the things I want to say, which I think is often frowned about especially by ladies, Kina Barbara, communication is not the sole determinant of success in relationship. It is not the sole determinant. You know, the way women tell each other in salons, that aja kuongelesha siku tatu.
Imagine.
He's not called. I swear, honey, he's cheating.
And he's online.
He is cheating. That's how Peter started. I swear. I think what trumps communication is knowledge of partner. You need to know your partner. Peter is not the same as Zach, who is not the same as Daniel, who is not the same as Eric.
True.
It's very important to know your partner. And I like what Emmanuel is saying. Upon knowing what your wife or your spouse or your girlfriend wants, not all women want to be called 24/7. Not all women want text after. A friend of mine was telling me that he was dating
And
this lady.
unsolicited texts.
Yes, there's a friend of mine who was telling me he was dating this lady who they were staying with at that time. So every time he'd leave for work, this particular lady would be like, "Oh, hi, have a good day. You're not replying. Have a good day. Have a good day." Then the guy would
You
say,
know, those
"Okay."
are already 4 messages.
Yeah. Then the guy would say, "Okay, good day." Then she'd reply and say, "I just landed the office. You have no idea what the watchman told me." So the guy is busy working. You don't want to know what the watchman told me? babe, you're annoying me. You know, that's crazy. So if you have a woman like that for your spouse, then you want to maybe, in terms of her love language, she needs, consistent communication. So you want to adjust, so you give her.
Before you finish the story, I thought you were talking about me because I did it. I dated this
You
lady.
do that? You send
She
people
was-
to me?
No, I dated this lady and she used to live near where I had moved to. I had actually moved the first time out of my parents' house to a certain place in Adams. All right. So she lived somewhere up in Jamhuri, I think. So she'd come to my house early in the morning at around 6 and tell me, "Hi, I just came to see you before I go to work." Yeah, they came here. Okay, it's like 6 in the morning. Me, I'm not
You
going
look
anywhere.
so bored at that time.
So I'm like, okay, so then she leaves and goes to work. Then after she used to get to work at around 7:30. You know, she used to go by the bus. And then when she gets there, she calls. She's like, "Hi, I've first gone into the office. Yeah, get online. There was this Gmail chat which has just come out.
Yes.
Get on Gmail, we chat. So I'm like, this is not overkill.
Yeah.
So if I don't go online on that Gmail chat, she calls. She's like, "Hello, I'm waiting for you online. Hey, what's going on?"
Jackie, you're giving me pressure. You are giving me pressure.
I
That's
think
what's
I've
going on.
also seen when sometimes men and women have this problem when they see you online. There are moments maybe I was chatting and I told you hi, and we finish conversation and I say good night, and then you see me online and you still want to chat with me. Excuse me, I might be doing
But
something
what
work,
are you doing online at 1 a.m.?
work related. I'm talking to you people about work. What's wrong? Maybe
You're
I'm
talking
doing
about the work at 1.
Yes.
Who are you talking to? Who's your supplier?
no.
Barbara is also being
No,
very
I'm just
suspicious.
trying to say, if you see someone online and they're not talking to you, and maybe they've told you good night or whatever, chill.
Like, you can't be a stalker. You can't start now becoming
Thank you.
a stalker.
In fact, the problem is this technology has made people stalkers and they don't know. In fact, they are third-degree stalkers. You overtext someone, you overfollow them, you want to see them online on different places. If they're not talking to you, I think you need to chill. Some people even send unsolicited texts, and some of them are not even texts, they're sexts. They're called like that. Yes. Yeah, you start sending pictures of yourself. Honestly, if you've not been asked, don't send, please. Keep it cool. I think send those pictures and those things to someone you're having a relationship with. It is much better.
Yeah, Eric, there was something you were talking about and I interrupted your story.
Yes.
You hadn't finished.
I once read a book that I was sharing with Emmanuel then, and he said it's too mushy, and the title is off for him. He cannot read such a book.
What was it
But
called?
it would have helped him in his quest for wanting to chat 58,000 times.
His neediness.
Gary Chapman, who wrote The 5 Love Languages,
Oh, yeah.
has an impeccable argument. He says that each human being only has 5 love languages.
Yes.
And his argument is succinct. He said that while some of us thrive in acts of service, acts of service in this case would be somebody bringing you tea or clearing the clutter or arranging the house.
Or helping you with
Or
chores.
helping you with chores.
Yes.
And others want words of affirmation.
Yes.
Which are big for me. I remember I was telling you guys I once dated a very rude
Because the woman didn't tell you she loves you.
No, not love. Words of affirmation. Who say, you know what, it's going to be all right.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I believe in you, it's going to be all right.
Yeah.
Those are good for me. Okay?
Encouragement.
Like if I'm trying to lose weight, then when I was trying to lose weight, say, tumbo yako imekata kuenda. That would really break me
But
apart.
maybe that was true, Eric.
No, I'm just saying. So upon
I get-
understanding your partner,
Yes.
the other thing he said is gifts. Gifts. Somebody bringing you gifts. Others are physical touch, which
Yes.
I don't like. I don't thrive in physical touch. I get very squeamish. I'm like,
I
leave
wonder
me
how you
alone.
were in relationships.
No, I don't like it. So then,
Or were you had ghosts for relationships?
so Gary Chapman argues that if Barbara is dating Otiende, let's call him that,
Yes.
and Otiende's love language is acts of service and physical touch. If Barbara's love language is words of affirmation
Gifts
and
and
maybe
all.
gifts, then Otiende must work hard every day to make sure your tank is full.
Yes. And
So
vice
at the-
versa, I
yes,
should
and
do the
vice
same.
versa. So at the tail end of the day, it come and say, how did I do today? Did I meet your requirements? Is the tank full in terms of communication?
Yes.
Did I touch you enough? Do you feel touched satisfactorily?
A
Or you
man
would
should ask you
him-
that. The man should have common sense, honestly,
And
to know if he's touched me or kissed me good morning or good night.
Barbara, it's not. Barbara, unapenda hiyo part ya kutouch sana.
She's really insinuating that.
So Gary Chapman makes an incredible argument. He says, for the relationship to be successful,
Yes.
you want to go out of your way so that you make sure that you are feeding the love language that your partner understands. So
Yes.
case in point, in Emmanuel's case, the wife appreciates more if she's texted.
So please learn how to text.
And maybe say, Emmanuel, I don't know what else.
I tell you what, you're right, Eric, because one of my, you see the way you're saying, Auntie, my wife, I should call my wife, and then she just says, hey, what? Hey,
She
you
does
see,
that.
that's a problem, eh?
Yeah, because
you
it annoys you.
Yeah, me, I want you to listen to understand. I don't want you to listen to respond to what I'm saying. So I think one of the things you have to do is when
Make
someone
time.
whose love language maybe is calling you for that particular time when
Make-
you can't talk to him, listen to him to understand his
And
feeling
contribute and engage him.
Yeah, instead of just listening to respond
Yes.
to what the person is saying. And chicks do a lot of that. I don't know about guys. Chicks do a lot of that during arguments. I don't know if
Yes.
you've seen that
Yes,
thing.
yes, I have.
You're arguing and then she's waiting for you just
We are
to keep
listening
quiet,
to the
no,
points.
to respond to that point. No. Like you're not listening to me. Listen to respond to what I'm saying.
It's because at that particular point, there is an argument. There's something that is burning that I need to retaliate or fight back or play defense. That is how
No,
it works. in
nothing
women.
says I love you in my view than somebody who listens to you. And listening...
Your love language is weird.
No. Listening is very respectful. A lot of us don't know how to listen. We love to talk. So somebody's saying something, then you over talk. Like, so like, no, you did not listen. What I'm saying, the other thing I've suffered in my past relationships, I
Yes.
want to share. I've suffered in the hands of very unfeeling women, maybe two. You know, the way you can explain something very painful to you. Your tonality has changed and it's really grim and it's dull. Maybe there's one time I just parked and I was crossing the road and a picky man who hit me, and hit my leg.
Pauline.
And I called this person I was with then and they said, oh, but there I just got hit by a bike. She's like, wow, what? Huh? Anyway, hiyo ni kitu uta overcome.
Yeah, they didn't feel.
Oh
it.
my
I was just
God.
like, hey.
You see, check it. That's
Let's
like
go back.
Yeah,
Let's
that
go
I
is-
have
back
been
there.
hit
that,
by
you see
Yes.
that feeling? That is exactly what me I'm saying.
Yeah.
You wanted her to feel
Yes,
that.
I want
accident.
you to. And you see, you can't explain
Okay,
that.
are you
So
guys needy?
So you see, and then they dismiss you with things like that. They dismiss you with something like, but I said sorry. I totally said sorry. I mean, it's a big thing, right? You're hit, duh.
You're
And
walking,
you didn't
duh. You didn't die.
I'm like, I limped to the central business district alone, near tears.
You wanted her to come and carry you.
No. It's very important. It's very important, and I really.
But I understand
I
what
really
you're
would
saying.
encourage that people. You see, Emmanuel, one of the biggest reasons I don't think I would be keen on getting into a relationship. So it's because a lot of us are very withdrawn to our set ways. Our personalities have concretized, so we don't come off of what we believe. So we live rather. So if I come about and say, as Eric, this is what I would expect, and you're so unwilling to say, do something as simple as words of affirmation. You completely refuse to learn that. And then I say, as Barbara, I want to be touched. Like, hold my hand. I feel loved when you hold me. When you're walking on the streets, touch me. Touch me.
Okay.
Say that you touch me. If you want that, then the guy is just blatantly saying, yo, vitu ya kushika wanawake. You are going to have problems.
But you see, that's the thing with African men. I remember the
Even
time.
African women, hiyo kugongwa na pikipiki. Hiyo kugongwa na pikipiki.
Sweetie,
You want
but
to
you,
ingilia men.
but you are also walking. You're a man. Kauka kama mwanaume.
You see now?
What is wrong with
So let me ask you guys a question. Barbara, have you said your point?
No, okay, let me just say, I wanted to just contribute
was
on something.
ingiliaing me.
Despite ingiliaing you.
he's startled you into
No, I've
forgetting
also
your
been
point.
in such a scenario where sometimes I found myself calling so much. Okay, maybe I was over communicating, and that's why I learned my lesson. I think it toughened me up, my last relationship.
Barbara is not yet healed, kabisa.
No, I have healed. But I'm saying it toughened me up because I would call a man, and like women, when it reaches a certain time, they're like, babe, are you coming home now? You ask. And when you call, first you text. He blue texts you, and you can see him online, and he's not dead. And you are seeing he's online.
Let me explain that,
Yes.
Barbara, before you
Wait,
finish your story.
You'll explain how you people are online and you're not texting. And you blue ticked this woman. But you find out that when you actually make maybe it's midnight and you call and he tells me, stop asking me where I am. So I learned that sometimes just let the man be.
I
If
tell
he
you-
wants to come home at 2, let him come home. He's a grown-ass man with 32 teeth.
Let me explain it to you, Barbara, and all the beautiful
And it toughened
ladies
me up.
who
I'm
are
okay.
listening. No, you need to be healed. Let me
With
explain it to you.
Jesus.
I thought about it, Eric. When you're out with your friends, you're in that box of with your friends, because it happens to me a lot. You're in that box of me. I'm hanging out with my friends now. All right. So you're deep in that box to the point that you don't want to be interrupted by switching again to the box of now communicating with you and telling you,
But I'm your wife. I'm your girlfriend.
No, just so long as I'm not called you, I'm okay.
Because when you leave this box,
yes,
these friends of
when I
yours will
leave-
not even give you anything.
No.
It is this woman who is going to struggle with you.
No, I think I'm just trying to make you understand. All right. This guy is in that
Then
box.
just text back.
This-
I think that thing is very
No,
unfair to
you
women.
can't. You're happy. You're enjoying. You see, okay, yes, I won't tell you I'm enjoying because
Of course
chicks
you
hate
lie.
it when you enjoy. But you're enjoying at that particular time. Anyway, we'll be back after this very short break. You hang out with the adult in the room. This is 94.4 Spice FM. Spice FM, you're hanging out with the adults in the room, and it's 8:46 right now. And we're going to take a call between now and the top of the hour. The number is 0719-012-600. The number is 0719-012-600. We're going to take your phone call and find out what you guys think about the hot topic of today.
I remember we are discussing how often should I talk to my partner? How often should I talk to my partner? I welcome you in Malindi, Kijiwetanga, Gede, Maweni. We are live and direct on 97.6. And if you're in the areas of Karen, Hardy, all the way down to Hurlingham, on Ngong Road, and all the way down in Riverside Drive and Westlands Regions Ring Road, we welcome you. A very warm welcome to you. We are on 94.4. This is Spice FM, the sugar and spice and everything nice. The adults in the room, where we have no holds barred conversation about relationship between men and the women who love them. Remember, you can call us live on 0719 012 600. Call and share your thoughts on the topic, and also let us know where you're listening from. My name is Eric Omondi.
And I am Barbara Mbaka, also known as the Duchess of Ikolomani. Please plug into our social media handles, that is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, on Spice FM KE. Let me repeat that, Spice FM KE. Let us know what you think about this conversation, what you think about communication. Do you have a spouse or a partner who over communicates like Emmanuel, or do you have one who does not want to communicate like Eric?
And the decks are yellow. That means guys are calling in. So let's pick up a phone call. Hello, 94.4 Spice FM. You're on the air. Hello. All right, I think we've missed that one. Let's try someone else. Hello, 94.4 Spice FM.
Hello?
You're on the air.
Hello,
Hello, what's your name and where are you calling from?
this is Henry calling from Gibra.
Could you turn down your radio? I can hear you very clearly. Oh, we've even lost him, man.
He was calling from Kibra. That's
Oh.
fast.
Lost him.
Karibu sana.
Try and call back. Let's pick someone else's phone call. 94.4 Spice FM, you're on the air. All right, I don't know why calls are dropping.
Remember, the number to call is 0719 012 600. Call and share your thoughts on the topic. Also, let us know where you're calling or listening from. Remember, the topic you're discussing today is how often should I talk to my partner?
Yes,
I
and
have-
you have some feedback.
I have a gentleman by the name of Clifford Ayeko. Indeed, communication is good for the married couples. It will enhance a strong bond in the family.
Yeah, but how often? How often is...
Clifford, how often? Let us know what you think about that.
Yeah, let's pick up this phone call. Hello, Spice FM, you're on the air. All right, we've lost that one too. I don't know what's happening. Hello, Spice FM, you're on the air.
Yes, hello.
Hello, where are you calling from and what's your name?
Okay, I'm just calling from Kisumu. I'm called Richard Akumu, and what is your discussion, brother? What are you discussing about? Please.
How often should I talk to my partner or spouse?
So often, brother.
Pardon me?
My thinking. So often, yeah, many times, brother. Yes.
You talk
many times.
You talk to your partner many times in one day. How many times?
Many
Like
times. brother,
breakfast
yeah,
time,
so long
lunch
as I'm
time.
That is
yeah,
very nice.
lunchtime, in the evening, yeah.
You'll call them, you'll text them, and you'll still get home and have something to talk about.
Pardon?
You will call them during the day and you'll text them and you'll still have something to talk about.
Barbara, we've just lost that gentleman.
Oh.
I think he just called to support me and my very nice point of view. Should
There's
call.
also another gentleman who is supporting you, Emmanuel. He says, as often as possible. I don't like it when I see my bae online and she's not chatting with me, considering 90% of our contacts comprises of men.
That guy is agreeing with me. I don't think
Yes.
I said the other
He
part.
said as often as part. No, I'm saying the first part.
I once read a while back about a survey that was conducted in the US, and it said that 73% of men in that survey said that nagging and complaining was what they were least fond of with their wives.
Yeah,
about
there's
their
a time
wives and
someone said I
partners.
was nagging.
And then the women who are asked in the same survey said 83% of the women said their spouse didn't validate their opinions or their feelings. They
In
felt
fact-
like these men weren't listening to them.
Demonizing
So it's a big
us.
problem. 83%.
Hey, that's crazy. Hello, 94.4 Spice FM. You're on the air. Hello. Hello. I don't know what's up. Do you think
As you're
it's because
picking
of
calls,
the
another one
weather?
called Manula Alex. Often, since communication is a key component in any kind of relationship, as many times as you can. That is from Kale Kaze.
Hello, 94.4 Spice FM. You're on the air. I don't know.
Lord.
Calls
No,
all
calls
we've
are
dropped.
dropping.
Those are like 10
It
calls.
rained quite hard earlier.
Oh.
Could it be the rain maybe?
Maybe. Let's try one more time. 94.4 Spice FM. You're on the air. Hello.
Hello?
All right.
Hello?
Did I hear her say Eric?
Yes, she said Eric. Yes, she did say Eric.
Is there anyone looking for you?
You have not been calling women, now they are calling after you. Darling,
But
please
then
call
people,
back.
People are called, like the deck is totally yellow, but the call is not going through. I don't know why.
We keep trying.
I have a gentleman by the name of Martin La Amicus Prima Facie. I do it more often. I believe in continued communication, for it strengthens our bond. Through communication, I get to know actually when things ain't okay and decide on the approach to give the situation. It relieves me of some thoughts. Again, continued communication keeps the commitment to one another new every day. Communication saves a big deal. It gives me the best company when I'm away from her. I like that.
That's a whole treatise. Eh?
I'm telling
That's
you.
quite interesting. Eric, what do you think of like one of the things that makes me hang up on my wife is trying to
Oh my God.
is trying to solve a problem on phone. Like I feel like it's a tough call. Like trying to argue out a problem.
Why
on phone.
do you have a
Even
problem?
before you finish, I hear where you're going. I think I often say this, Barbara. Tonality often lacks, especially when people are texting. I prefer, you'd call me old school, but I prefer mano a mano.
But maybe you're far.
let's-
Or maybe my anger just wants to talk to you that time.
No. Talk to your mother.
No,
until it
you're my
calms down.
husband. Remember,
No.
you're my husband.
Also, Barbara,
you
this-
did not marry your mother.
Barbara-
I married you.
Barbara, also, this insistence for women to be angry and to show that they're angry. Where is it necessary?
We have to release that energy at that time and move on to other things. Why should I hold this anger?
You can't release it to
till
someone
in
else.
the evening. Imagine we fought at 7 a.m. in the morning. You want me to hold it till 7 p.m. when you come? Nonsense.
So you have to tell me live on.
No, yes. If you left me hanging and have not finished, I will text you and tell you what is on my mind.
Eric, what-
and I expect you to respond, by the way.
Finish what you were
Since
saying.
you're my husband.
I was saying, Barbara, that there's a lot of texts lack tonality.
True.
And when I receive an SMS, I'll read it in my state.
Mm-hmm.
Say, for instance, you and I in the office have had an altercation.
Yes.
We don't. But something bad has happened. Or earlier, if somebody stole my phone or my wallet, whatever. So I'm in a fall mode already. Then you start the message by, where were? You see, I'll read it like that.
Yes.
Maybe you're just saying, where were? But me, I'll read, where were? Then I'll call you and say, unambia nani wewe? You see now? No, it's very. I'm being very serious.
You know your mind is so dramatic.
No. And even you,
I get
like
yes.
if you just say sent, I said Barbara, and then I sent 2 exclamations, and it's in caps.
I'll be learned. Yeah. What have I done?
Maybe me, I'm just saying Barbara.
Yeah.
You know the way I would
Yes.
say Chocha you.
Yes.
But you, cause Howie, your daughter.
Yes.
Howie maybe has done something weird in the house, and you're very upset. Then like Niki nini kiki Eric.
Yeah.
When nini? You see,
Yes.
because you don't understand. So I think I hold the view still that we can have, as consenting adults, sit down and disagree or even agree about anything verbally, so that we don't
But
toss
you're
and turn.
far.
Wait, Patience is a virtue.
No,
I think
no, no,
it's
no.
better.
Patience is a virtue. Just wait.
I know, I do agree patience is a virtue.
You
But
can't do. You have to tell me now.
I have to
What if
finish-
I'm driving and then you kill your husband in an accident?
now why are you
Because of-
being so
because-
bad?
Yes.
Yeah,
no,
but it's true.
think about it.
It's true.
I'm
Why-
driving
why do you
at
have to
night.
go extra mile?
Yes, because you
Why
told
can't
me
you-
something hurtful. Eh?
Yes.
I'm driving and then I see, Kwanza hata, you always just tickle me. Yeah. All this while. Then now I'm dead. You see, you've killed me.
But that's just too extra.
Why do you want to kill me?
No, I'll just send you a message and expect you. Then if you don't want to be killed, stay at home, we finish the argument, then you go.
And then also, even as you're talking on phone, like Eric is saying, you're saying they should be solution oriented instead of problem oriented.
Absolutely.
Like
No.
you're just late to you've come home late,
Yes.
and you never come home late, like in my case.
Oh, please.
And then suddenly,
Okay, let me just not shame you.
and then suddenly you're talking about my height.
Yes.
You see?
I always say this, Barbara. Let's address the problem, all right? And not go into semantics. You ladies, and the lady who's listening, I'm talking to her. You need to stop going under the belt. We are discussing why I did not tell you I was going to travel. And I'm trying to explain why it was very impromptu.
We
and
usually
I
hold
left.
other things behind our
And
head.
I left. Then now all of a sudden, you have remembered that my grandmother was a Kengeza. It's completely
But
unrelated.
maybe it's because when you're talking to me, your eye is doing something. So it reminds me
Nah,
of that.
no, that's very bad. I think people should address the problem, Barbara. Like if you have a problem, you and I, we can just say, Eric or Barbara, one of the things that is going on that is off is this thing of lateness, as Emmanuel has
I
alluded
agree.
to. But now when you start saying, no wonder you have rabbit teeth.
No, let me tell you
like,
what let me tell you
What do
what
I do
makes
with my teeth
what
now?
makes us very upset, especially women. If we're having an issue, why can't we just solve it?
Yeah,
If
you're lying.
No, you don't like solving.
Barbara is contradicting
No.
herself.
You guys never want to solve issues. You want to run away from issues. We've argued, or or we slept. We are angry. You don't want us to talk about it. You're like, I can't talk about it now. Where are you going to hang with your friends?
Why-
Solve the situation. If you're solution oriented, can you start by solving situations in your house?
Let me
You want
tell
to
you-
go and solve situations in a bar about
Let me-
Emmanuel's
Barbara,
marriage.
Barbara,
Another
let me
thing
tell
which-
you.
Sort your women out.
Let me tell you something.
Then you'll avoid all these conflicts.
Another
Emmanuel.
thing which makes me hang up on my wife is her interrupting me.
First,
when I'm
me, I
now
hate
telling
people who
her.
hang up. If you ever hang up on me, Manuel,
No,
I
see,
will
we are talking
drive to
about
your
how
office.
often you talk to my partner. I want her to talk to me often, but these are the things which make me not want to talk to her.
And I
'Cause-
understand now why she doesn't like talking to you on
Unaona,
phone. You
unaona.
hang up.
She's even interrupting me now. And I was thinking about you, Barbara, and I was thinking when I was writing this point, Chiki, do not interrupt Barbara. You see, because I want you to listen to what me I'm saying.
I
Like
get you.
I've listened to you, Sindio.
Yes,
and
love.
then now I am now giving you my angle, why I'm upset or why I'm talking about what I'm talking.
Mm-hmm.
So just don't interrupt me. Just let me.
It's
Barbara
just
looks
anger.
like
Women are
Barbara
just
looks
annoyed
like,
sometimes.
someone
I-
who can do this. There's once I saw two couples arguing in town, and then the guy was saying, "Listen, babe, listen." Then the woman started saying, "Ah!" Can you imagine?
That's being a child and immature.
You are lying. You
no,
would do
I
that,
wouldn't
you.
do that. Why am I doing
Whether
that?
you look like you can do that.
No, I wouldn't do that.
So what do you guys? So Barbara,
This is my point. Before you guys cut me short, the end goal would be to have a communication that works for both of you, and not just how often you communicate, but how. How?
Yes.
You hear up about your how, Barbara,
Eh.
so that instead of you're like, babe, you don't want to talk.
No,
now?
I wouldn't do. I'll do. That's what I'll do.
So
but
instead
anyway,
of
I'm
saying
joking. I won't do that.
you don't want to talk now. Also respect me. See, I've said,
I
let's talk
understand,
about
yeah.
it tomorrow,
Yeah.
please. Then you give me that.
But let me ask you, do you know the reason why sometimes we want to deal with those issues? We feel that when we procrastinate these issues, you people take it very lightly. I'll be very honest. I'll give an example of myself. I was in a relationship with someone, and they would always sweep things under the carpet. And when they'll tell me, and there's a time I was used to be very nagging because I want to deal with that issue that time. And I came to understand he is not the kind of person who wants to deal with issues at that time. He wants us to deal tomorrow when we are both calm. However, when it comes tomorrow, we brush it
You
under
talk
the
about,
carpet.
you love makeup, Nini.
No, we will not have makeup sex. We will not deal with the issues. And that's why some relationships have problems because men tend to like sweeping things under the carpet. And that's why we insist. And if you see a woman is insisting,
I wish
they're
you
already,
can explain
no,
it
listen.
like that. You see the way you're
Yes.
calm? That would be
If you see
better.
a woman insisting, no, I won't do that. I'm a grown up. If you see a woman
In the
insisting
studio,
on
in the
communication, it means she knows the man. So sometimes don't just demystify why a woman is pushing. and call her nagging.
You're hanging out with the adults in the room. This is 94.4 Spice FM, and we thank you so much for being with us all through from 7 o'clock to the top of the hour. It's 9 o'clock sharp, and please don't touch the dial. I'm going to play for you some Mariah Carey, and then we're going to come back and take your phone calls. And the number is
0719012600. Let me repeat that. 0719012600.
Yeah, don't touch that dial. This planet Mariah Carey with Without You. I can't live without you, man. That's why I have to text you all the time.
I can't live without
because
you.
I cannot live without you. This is 94.4 Spice FM. It's exactly 9:04, and we thank you so much for being with us from the top of the hour until now, from 7 o'clock until now. And for those of you who've joined us, we are the adults in the room, the home of authentic conversation, and Spice FM is the home of authentic soul.
That is absolutely right. We welcome you. A very warm welcome to you. If you're listening from Odhaya, Karatina, Mukurweini, Nyeri, we are live and direct on 97.9. If you're down in Kisumu City, Obunga, Riat, Manyata, Mamboleo, we are live and direct on 102.5. If you're in Nakuru section 58, Langa, all the way down to Shabe, we welcome you at 96.0. And if you're all the way down in Malindi, Kijiwetanga, Gede, Malimo, Maweni, we are on 97.6. Remember, Spice FM is the first radio coming alive in a visual format. What that means is wherever you are in the Great Republic of Kenya or across Africa, you simply go to www.spicefm.co.ke. My name is Eric
Omondi, and I'm Barbara Mbaka, also known as the Duchess of Ikolomani. We invite you to contribute to this conversation on our social media platform and handles. That is Spice FM KE on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Also, you can call. Let us know. Our lines are now open. 0719012600. Let me repeat that. 0719012600. Let us know what you think about the topic.
And if you're at the airport and you're just about to board your very first class plane all the way to Dubai, which has Wi-Fi, and you still want to continue following the conversation, you can follow it online on your phone. Right, Eric?
That
Yes.
is absolutely right. Remember, this is the top of the hour. If you don't know what we're talking about, if you've just joined us, we are asking the question, how often should I talk to my partner? How often should I talk to my partner? And we want to hear from you. Call us and share some of your thoughts or views about the topic, and also tell us wherever you may be calling from. The number to call is 0719 012 600.
I think, Eric, we're just going to go straight in and pick up some phone calls so we can know what people think out there. Hello, Spice FM, you're on the air. Hello. Hello. Hello, Spice FM. All right, we can't hear that particular individual. Let's try someone else. Hello, Spice FM, you're on the air. Hello. Hello. I don't know why I cannot hear the people who are calling. My brother Eric.
And that is...
Do you have any gift of technology? do you have any other gift?
Keep the calls coming. You know, it rained in Nairobi today.
There's a gentleman by the name of Ben Bongolozatan. I'm not exaggerating. You must know your partner's interest of communication. Like me, my cutie, I like how you call your cutie, told me that she is not interested, in fun in texting, something of which I was overdoing. I learned it and I do calls at times. She texts me XO. It's important to know the best way to communicate to avoid chaos. Ben is from Malindi.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much, Ben. Keep the feedback coming. Remember, the number to call is 07.
Eric, just hold on. Hello, Spice FM, you're on the air. Hello? Hello? I don't
We have a
seem
problem
to
with our
be
calls
able
today.
to hear them. The call is connecting, but I cannot hear them speak. So maybe we're going to work on that. So just don't give up. Keep the calls coming in. As
Absolutely.
we work on our equipment right here, and we're going to be able to reach you directly.
Absolutely.
I think people need to communicate often based on the feedback we're getting. And I'm saying, if you're married, not if you're single, but if you're married, I think you need to communicate oftenly, regularly, as soon as you're excited, like this guy here who likes over communicating. But I like what Ben said. Know your partner. Know your partner if she likes texting, and as Eric said, know the language of love that your partner requires, so that it works out for you. Because majority of us don't actually make a point of knowing. So we end up bombarding each other.
Most of us meet in the central business district, and then we gyrate heavily on Friday night, and then we now go home. I think if you took time to get to know somebody, then you'd really totally understand what ticks their fancy, and then you can improve on that. So I really get that. Remember the numbers to call. We are waiting to hear from you. The topic we are discussing today is how often should I talk to my partner? The number to call is 0719 012 600. Call and share your thoughts on the topic, and also let us know where you're listening from.
Hello, Spice FM, you're on the air. Hello. All right, I think there's something up. I think we're gonna get it sorted out, especially.
I have someone called Governor Boniface Munene. He says mara mingi ni ku increase our feelings to catch each other. I'm still trying to figure out. So it means many times.
Barbara said that especially when you're married, you should communicate more.
Yeah, I think you should communicate more often.
I think it's the opposite, man. When you get married is when you communicate less. Your communications are more like come with bread, okay, come with meat. It's normally not
true, but I think
deep,
to rejuvenate, your marriage, you need to spice up your life.
So you spice it up by calling each other more.
Make a point of finding out he or she.
I think for practical reasons and just to maintain stability in the relationship, a married couple would speak or text daily.
Yeah.
And
check on each other.
Not so much.
Don't do the Eric of 72 hours.
Not so much somebody I met on Muindimbingu Street. But if you're married, for practicality, like maybe somebody had come to check on you, or your wife needs an information. You can't put a cap on a married couple.
Yes.
Yeah. But also, it should not be burdensome. Some people can. I think
some marriages are reduced to come with bread and come with meat.
Yes, I don't refuse that happens. Yes. But also, how have you reached there? Sometimes we just want to assume things came out of the blue. We've contributed to some of these problems we have in our marriages. Let's not lie to each other.
Maybe I tell you what I think. Familiarity is one of the things that make you reach to that point.
Yes.
When you're familiar with your wife, you think she's old, or with your husband, you think he'll always be there or she'll always be there. You think they'll always be there to pick your phone call. Like you get to a point where you're so used to this person, you don't treat them like the person they actually are.
Yeah, actually, you lose respect for them, as Eric says.
But it's a very tricky balance. I'm just trying to imagine if I sleep with you and I see you and we eat together day in, day out, day in, Sunday, Monday,
and
Friday.
You need to tell me good morning and text me.
So how then do you strike the balance so that you're not too familiar and you keep, pushing up the need for respect, mutual respect, camaraderie and understanding, Emmanuel? How do you do that? Because I'm seeing you daily. Can't familiarity creep in?
I think it's a discipline.
But that is why it's called for better, for worse.
No.
You got into a relationship, a marriage. It's forever.
No, I think also it's a discipline that you need to have. You need to reset every day. There's an article Eric forwarded me about decompressing. So he said after work, because you've been having a very intense time at work, before you walk into your house, decompress. Sit down over there.
Outside the house.
Yeah, sit or wherever your safe space
Barbara is talking to you with such spite. She doesn't believe
that. No, listen, Barbara.
Like these are the excuses these are some of the excuses men take.
No, it's a good
and
thing.
going to a bar instead of going home after work.
Decompressing at the parking lot.
Yeah,
decompressing at the parking lot.
Maybe he's deleting messages at the parking lot.
No.
Why are you suspicious?
Sit down and just relax. That's what that means. Relax, breathe in and out. As in other words, reset yourself, like on purpose.
Okay.
Then you reset. You walk into your house. You hug your wife. You tell her you missed her. So you see, you've already relaxed. You've not entered the house with the pressure that, like you see the way we are here in the studio.
Yes.
Can you imagine going into your house with that energy and that pressure? You're going to start yelling at your wife.
Shouting. There's a story I was told about a guy who started chasing his wife physically in front of guests because she had put Royco. Oh, she had put I'm sorry, I can't say that. She had seasoned the food with something he doesn't like.
Yes.
So he just started blurting out in front of guests. Umeka ile kitu nilikwambia usiweke wewe. And the guests were puzzled. And he started dashing and following her, chasing her to the bedroom. So I think that guy did not decompress.
Sorry for that. Okay, I agree. Then you need decompression if you're that kind of person.
Yeah, you can start chasing people because.
But you need to know how to distinguish between your work life, your home life, all that. I don't know why.
Like you see, this man, it was not about the seasoning. it must have been something. Can you imagine chasing your wife in front of guests?
What is wrong
And
with
you're
you?
skipping over guests' feet. Like, inua miguu niruke, huyu ataniona leo. I think that's terrible.
That's bad manners.
By the way, our super producer Mumbi and a big shout out to Dennis, our guys at the studio. You know, they have sorted it out. So 0719, all right,
All right.
0719 012 600 is the number, all right. So please get back to your phones and call in. I think you're gonna be able to go through right now.
That is absolutely right. Remember, we are discussing how much time is too much, or whether it's there shouldn't be a cap at all to phone calls between partners. My name is Eric Omondi, and the number to call Spice FM is 0719 012 600. Call and share your thoughts on the topic, and also let us know where you're listening from.
Eric, I don't want to pick a call now because we're about to go and pay some bills. You know, we're about to tell people about a few things that they need to know. So, Barbara, one of the things I need Barbara to know just before we finish this link is you have to learn how to decompress.
What? Who lied to you? Have a problem? What's wrong with you two gentlemen? If you have issues
Barbara
of
is going
compression,
to attack you.
I don't have issues.
Barbara is
I
going to
am
attack
well.
you.
I am good.
Barbara is not only sharp, but
Do you
also
believe-
issueless.
You don't believe in you don't believe in decompress?
I don't have issues. Immediately we finish this show, I get out of there. I am good. I wear my mummy hat.
All right.
Yes, I'm not like you people. You get confused. I told you I can multitask.
You're hanging out with the adults in the room. This is 94.4 Spice FM. We're gonna pick your calls right after this break. You're right, Mr. Voice. This is 94.4 Spice FM. My name is Emmanuel Kisingani, and you're hanging out with the adults in the room. Remember, you can catch us in Mombasa on 97.9 FM. If you're in Kisumu, we're on 102.5 FM. And we're ready to pick up your phone calls on 0719 012 600 all the way till the top of the hour.
A very warm welcome to you in Eldoret on 96.7, and to you, beloved, all the way down in Nakuru on 96.0. We welcome you in from Adhaya, Karatina, Mukureni, Nyeri at 97.9. Also remember, be you in a matatu in Nairobi or in its environs, you can stream it. You can simply stream into www.spicefm.co.ke. Spice FM is a fast radio coming alive in visual format. These are the adults in the room, and my name is Eric Omondi.
And I'm Barbara Mbaka, also known as the Duchess of Ikolomani. If you're in the areas of Kisumu, Kisii County, and Kakamega, you can tune in on 102.5. If you're in Nakuru, that is 96.0. And if you're in Malindi, that is 97.7. I also welcome you to contribute to the conversation through our social media handles. That is Spice FM KE. I repeat that, Spice FM KE on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also call in on 0719 012 600, 0719 012 600.
That is absolutely right. Remember, we are discussing the topic today is somebody.
How often should I talk to my partner?
How often should I talk to my partner is what we're discussing today. And the number to call us is 0719 012 600. Call and share your thoughts on the topic, and also let us know where you're listening from.
Guys, the decks are yellow. That means guys are calling. So let's get straight into it. Hello, 94.4. You're on the air.
Hello, Lucas.
Hello, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, I'm Lucas from Mombasa.
Karibu sana, Lucas. How is it going at the coast, and what are your thoughts on the topic today?
At the coast, I'm just having a cool breeze here at Diani.
Asante
That is
sana.
nice.
And the topic of the day, I just say that you should just know your partner,
Yes.
so that you know what he or she likes. Maybe one may be fond of chatting, the other maybe just on calls. So you have to know so that you don't irritate one of your partners.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that
makes
is
a
short
lot of
and
sense.
succinct, right?
Absolutely.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you very much for calling. The calls are still lighting up the deck. Hello, 94.4 Spice FM. You're on the air. All right, we lost that one. 94.4 Spice FM. You're on the air.
Hello.
Hello, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello. I'm Emily. I'm calling from Homa Bay.
Hello.
Hello, Emily from Homa Bay.
Please
Welcome.
raise your voice, Emily.
Welcome to 94.4.
Hello.
Well, welcome. We can hear you, Emily. What are your thoughts on the topic?
I think we lost Emily, man.
Oh, shame.
Emily, please try and call back. 94.4 Spice FM, you're on the air.
Hello, Spice.
Hello, what's your name and where you calling from?
I'm Sami, calling from Kobuja, Nandi County.
From where?
Nandi County.
Nandi
Okay,
County,
County.
Karibu Sana. Thank you so much. What are your thoughts about the topic today, sir?
Okay, what I think,
Mm-hmm.
it's not necessary to be calling all the time, If you check on at least once a morning, that is the main health until you meet in the evening when you come home.
Okay.
Oh, so you believe in one phone call in the morning, you talk about everything, and then you meet tukutane jioni.
He believes in calling when it's necessary.
Okay, that is it.
Yes. Emmanuel's topic of our calling.
When you get a phone call from your partner, does it? Okay, I wish.
No defending yourself. There's a gentleman.
No, I wanted to ask him when he gets a call, say from his wife doing it, does it irritate him?
Unless someone has done
Maybe
it.
But that's
he's
not a
busy.
very business-like
No,
relationship.
he's busy. Understand? As he said, learn your partner. We just said that learn your partner. He does not
You
like
see, you're not
being
running a
called.
business.
Barbara is
You
irritated
know, let
by
me tell
someone
you.
who would call.
Let me tell you.
Get alive.
You know, yesterday when I went home after the discussion yesterday, I was thinking about you guys, and I was thinking the way you guys were making a relationship like a business. Like you guys have a very business-like approach. Like yesterday, you guys were saying your money should be kando, and then now today, don't call. Call once in the morning. We are done till
That's
No,
what that
we're
gentleman
that's
said.
what
That's
just
not-
yeah.
No,
Don't
but you guys are encouraged.
don't feel bad.
Let's pick another phone call. 94.4 Spice FM, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hello. What's your name and where you calling from?
Okay, I'm Benjamin Kipono calling from Eldoret.
Welcome, Benjamin. How are you doing, and what are your thoughts on the topic?
Okay, I'm doing good. My opinion on the topic is that calling once or twice per day is essential.
I totally agree with you.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, we hear you. You know, my brother Emmanuel here has a habit of calling at least 56
Six times in a
if
day.
not 60.
And that is minus the texting.
That guy has hung up.
There's a gentleman by the name of John Derito. Hello, guys. The current generation is also called the instant gratification generation. You meet on Monday, marry on Tuesday, and break up on Wednesday. Wow. Hence, most couples do not get time to know how best they should communicate with each other. I agree with Joe.
What do you guys think about the callers saying once a day, twice a day?
But that
There are people who don't like, and there are people
preferentially,
who
there are
can
people
call.
who can love you deeply from
Yeah.
all the way to Timbuktu in Mali and back to Cairo, Egypt, but don't want to be incessantly called.
They
like
already-
you are an incessant caller.
Yeah.
You want to call-
want to be called.
Emmanuel,
I mean-
Emmanuel can call you and then talk to you for 1 hour, 20 minutes, then immediately after call you.
to tell you something that he's now eating.
And you're just like, hey,
Yeah, but
this,
sorry. I hadn't finished my story.
this is hectic. I did not sign up for this. So you see.
Then in
so-
the afternoon, he wants to call you again.
And then now
You know, let
you
me tell
think
you.
maybe he just wants to mention something for the 21 hour 20 minutes. Now I want to say, by the way, there's something I actually forgot. This time it will take 90
Let me tell you,
minutes.
Barbara, a very bad habit Eric has. Eric, you can call him and you're telling him a very nice
But
story.
you know he doesn't like being
And
called.
then he just cutters the phone and switches it off in the middle of the conversation. Yes. Mteja wanambari. So you're like,
But you
why have
know,
you-
okay, like I have learned Eric doesn't like being called. Call him when it's necessary for work.
See, thank you, Barbara.
Yes, so I don't even take an offense.
Yes.
I
And
have
you know,
just
Barbara,
learned
you are a
this.
very good student because we
I
had this
don't take-
conversation once.
Yes.
And Barbara doesn't call me anyhow.
In fact, there's a
But
day I
that
caused that him. I was like, "You're not bringing my calls." I was mad. I wrote him text, and it was for work. Then he sat me down and told me, "Barbara, let me tell you something. I am not good at calls,
Yes.
and I can never." For the love of God, I can never refuse to pick your calls.
Yes.
But however, call me when it is necessary.
necessary.
I know if it's work, text me or send a voice note. That's why I don't bother with him.
Yes.
All right, let's hear what people are saying out there. 94.4 Spice FM, you're on the air. Hello.
Hello.
Please speak up. Where are you calling from and what's your name? Hello.
Hello.
I think that connection is bad. Let's try another. Let's try. I hope we get a better connection.
Ladies, keep calling.
94.4 Spice FM, you're on the air.
Hello, Spice FM.
Hello. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Oxalis Akastas from Nandi County.
Hi,
Oxalis.
Oxalis.
Very fine, I'm fine. I'm doing good.
How is the show today? Are you enjoying the show?
Yeah, I'm just enjoying it very well.
Yeah. What's your opinion on today's topic, sir?
Okay, my opinion is that I agree with Emmanuel that you can call at any time, at any convenient time that you want to call. As many times as you can.
Ozalis, your spouse is not a receptionist, huh? Your spouse is not a receptionist. Don't do that. That is bad manners.
Your spouse has a life.
Okay, what I know is if both of you are not working. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, we can hear you.
If you are not working at that particular time, then you can call each other as many times as you can and text.
So long as it's not inconvenient to
during
the other
time
person.
of work.
Yes.
During work time, then that issue of calling and texting, you put aside first.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Oxalis.
Thank you for calling, Oxalis.
So you guys have had Oxalis. Have you guys had?
Yes, we've had.
I've also told Oxalis and you that you should not turn your spouses
into receptionists.
No, he said you call at the right time. He said if you're not at work, both
But
of you, you
earlier.
can call or text.
But
That thing of call me once
I
a
have
day.
a
You guys don't-
gentleman.
Barbara, you
Yes.
are the lady in this room. You
Yes.
don't think it's very insensitive for someone to just call me once a day in the morning?
That is insensitive. I do agree. But what I'm trying to say is don't overcall me. If that is even English, what I'm saying, overcalling. Call me. Yes, you checked up. We said, good morning. Babe, have you reached? Cool. Call me when it's necessary. If there's an emergency, call me. I will do the same. If there's something, but please don't call me to tell me what you had for lunch. Don't call me. I have work. I'm here. I'm trying to prep. I'm running around. Maybe you're bored or idle in your workplace. It is okay. Chat me. Then if you see I'm not responding, you will know I am not online. But when I get online, my darling husband, I will get back to you
So
and
maybe-
I'll connect
so
you
maybe
and
it's
talk to you.
the, like-
But just learn my communication patterns.
So
Don't
maybe,
overdo it.
Maybe it's the content, like what you want to say with the phone.
Yeah,
call,
you want to call someone on what
can't-
you had for lunch.
You don't want me to call you many times during the day just for idle banter, right?
Yes.
That's what you're saying.
No,
Let's
not
keep the
really,
idle
just-
banter.
Not even idle banter. It's just what preferentially another person would want apart from the other person. While you appreciate
Idle banter.
there are friends of mine. My friend down in Nakuru, Shiko, calls me and we speak elaborately. We almost have a format. We speak for, say, an hour. The phone calls last anyway an hour or 2 hours. But it's a long time friend. We grew up together.
Okay.
So any random person I've met, say, on Tuesday, you can't start wanting to call me for an hour.
Yes, yes. And it
That's
also
hectic.
makes sense. And if the relationship is young, you'll get that excitement. Of course, we'll call each other all the time. When we get used to each other, we just get a system.
Barbara,
But-
let's pick another phone call before we get to the half of the hour. Hello, Spice FM, you on the air?
Spice FM, this is Ruko from Mombasa.
Hello,
how are you
Ruko.
doing, Ruko?
I'm good. What did I miss? I was busy relocating today.
Oh, how often should I talk to my partner or spouse?
I would say don't call when necessary.
Thank you very much, sir.
Call if necessary.
Or call when necessary and if necessary.
Don't call when necessary. Call if necessary.
Hey, yawa.
Thank you, Ruko.
So you
Yeah,
Ruko,
well,
you know,
yeah.
we've been trying to just sort of bring Emmanuel down. He's been jumping himself horse here, saying that his regimen is 60 to 100 calls a day. He says the intensity of the call equates how much deeply he feels he's loved.
This man is misquoting.
That may be quite an obsession.
Yes.
It's very clingy and
because
needy.
at the beginning of a relationship, you are trying to get into each other's routine. So there's that frequency, oh, what are you doing? Oh, I'm busy doing this, I'm busy doing this. So after some time, you get used to the other person's routine. So calls thereafter are just based on what is on emerging issues. Maybe something has occurred on your side that you feel necessary to pass around.
Mr. Rook, what happened to romance, man? Your wife or your partner can just call you and tell you, no, just call
There's
you
no
to tell you
romance
I
without
love you."
finance.
Yeah.
Like your partner, what happened to the romance bit of the relationship?
It shouldn't be inconveniencing.
Unfortunately, Eric is not yet married.
Yes.
You'll realize it with time. Other important things replace romance.
Thank
as
you.
go by in a relationship.
Also, Ruko,
Yeah.
romance should not be inconveniencing, right?
And the romance should come with
Sure.
finance.
Emmanuel wants to call his
Exactly.
wife. He wants to call his wife at 7:05. Then for 1 hour he's going into work. Then immediately he packs. He calls his wife until 10. Then when he breaks for lunch, he calls his wife.
This woman needs to do some things.
And then he goes back to the same wife at night.
Imagine.
No, when he leaves here, he calls
What
his
are we
wife
talking
while
about?
going home. When he leaves here, he calls his wife
Crazy.
while going home. He says, hello,
He-
I'm
he-
leaving work, I'm coming. That's hectic, right?
He might be experiencing some sort of insecurity.
I totally agree with you.
Man, you guys have said it to recruit the listeners and gang up on me. You guys are terrible people. This is 94.4 Spice FM. You hang out with the adults in the room, and we're going to be taking your phone calls all the way to the top of the hour. But first, we're going to listen to some Joe that is going to put you in the mood. Keep it here, 94.4 Spice FM. From his album, All That I Am, Don't Wanna Be a Player No More. Those are the sounds of a reformed man. He didn't want to be a player. This is 94.4 Spice FM. You hang out with the adults in the room, and we're having an awesome time right
Yes,
here in
we
the
are.
studio. Right now, we're taking your phone calls all the way to the top of the hour, and the number is 0719-012-600. The number is 0719-012-600, and the frequency is 94.4 Spice FM. Whether in Kitengela, whether in Rongai, whether in Wangige, the frequency will still be 94.4 Spice FM.
A warm welcome to you in Eldoret on 96.7. Awasi, Ahero, Kericho, Nyagacho, Tengecha, Obunga, all the way down in Riat, Manyata, Mamboleo. We are live on 102.5 in Kisumu County. If you're in Nyeri, Odaya, Karatina, and Mukureni areas, worry not. Simply tune into 97.9. You're listening to the adults in the room, where we have no holds barred conversation about relationship, love, sex, and marriage, however way you like it. My name is Eric Omondi.
And I am Barbara Mbaka, also known as the Duchess of Ikolomani. We're the home of authentic conversations, real conversations, authentic music, old school music, soul, rhythm, and blues. You can join in on the conversation on our social media handles. That is Spice FM KE on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Allow me to read something from someone called Bena Shiganya Swashinega. He says, Bena Rono from Kericho. Okay for me. I think talking to your wife could much hinder your relationship. Kuna mabibi wana shida wakichunguzwa. Most ladies are like CIDs. Utajipata mashakani.
All right. Remember also that we are talking about how much is too much in terms of communicating. And the number to call is 0719 012-600. Call and share your thoughts on the topic, and also let us know where you're calling and listening from.
Eric, I have a question that has been directed to you by a certain lady.
Yes.
She's asking, when you fell in love with me, you used to call incessantly. In fact, she said unnecessarily. What happened? Consistency is key.
He grew up.
I said that earlier on. I said that women love consistency, and I gave the example of my many aunts who are living with us. Consistency is key, and you need to start as you intend to go.
But that is very idealistic, Mother.
No,
it's
Eric
not.
is trying to say, if you are not a caller, don't pretend to be a caller.
Yes.
Be yourself from the start
Yes.
to the end. I think that's what he's saying. You're not getting it.
You're agreeing with Eric?
No, yes.
No, Eric, you're in love. I'm talking about love. You're in love with
But
her.
we've realized
Are you gonna-
we've realized his in
So
love
when
is
you're in
different
love-
from your in
when you're
love.
in love, you're
why
not gonna
why
call-
can't you just understand?
No, I told you. In fact, Barbara, thank you for clarifying my point. The thing I'm saying, when I say start as you intend to
to
go,
finish.
you are in love. Speak your truth. My truth, however deeply in love I am with you, is that I'm not a big caller.
He will not
The
call you
next
every other
person,
time.
as you now, my truth with my deepness in love, now I'm calling you 89,000 times, but it will reduce kidogo to 56 per
And
day.
then you get upset.
That is what you say. All right.
Let's
So-
pick a phone call, but that is a very interesting point of view. 94.4 Spice FM. You're on the air. Hello.
Hello?
Yes,
Hello.
hi, how do you do? Thank you so much for calling Spice. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hello, I'm Emily from Humour. I'm back online.
Yes,
hi,
thank you,
Emily.
Emily. Thanks for calling. What are your views or thoughts about the topic?
I wanted to say that it's all about understanding.
Yes.
It's good to understand the nature of my work. So if you have time, we can take time and call each other. We can carry the whole morning.
Yes.
I'm free.
Yes.
Or we can take time. If I'm free and you're also free, we can say hi.
Yes.
Yeah, you can call in the middle of the day and say hi, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
If you have time.
Yes, these guys want to have a business-like relationship where I tell you, Emily, in the morning, hi, Emily, goodbye, see you in the evening, don't call me.
Emily,
No.
don't give Emmanuel an inch, he'll take a mile. Emmanuel is an incessant caller, so much that he'll call you and upgrade you about the traffic when you're still sleeping.
That's
He'll
true.
also tell you what's happening on the roundabout and what happens about the city councillor's carry who is paying for parking too.
Those are lives.
Now, that is maybe when there is time, when I'm free,
Yes.
and you really feel like you should tell me.
And Emily, wouldn't you be very happy if you receive my phone calls when you're not working? Wouldn't you be happy?
When I'm free.
When she's free.
When
she's
she's
free.
free, yes.
Why do you
When
not getting
she's
that part?
I agree with that. When she's free.
Maybe you can try
Thank
send
you
gifts.
so much for calling, Emily. Keep the calls coming. Remember the number to call is 0719-012-600. Call us and share your thoughts on the topic and also let us know where you're listening from.
You can send gifts instead of calling.
Let's pick another
Or
call.
send M-Pesa.
94.4 Spice FM, you're on the air.
Hey, it's Evans from Kilifi.
Hi, Evans.
Karibu sana Evans, how are you and what are your thoughts on the topic today?
Hey, according to my feelings now, hey, calling it brings the bond between a relationship. So, and it depends with the person whom you're calling. It might be maybe you're working, so you may stay. But if you're just working and you're not calling, and maybe there's someone outside the marriage, you make some calls like that.
He
So
might
it gives
run.
you that, okay,
He might run away with your packages.
So you may just stand there. Okay, you make a call in the morning, then you go. Then someone he keeps on calling the whole day. It may end up break some things there.
Yeah, I agree totally. Thank you so much
That's-
for calling.
Thank you
Have you
for
guys
calling.
had that angle that this brother has brought out like a
You're
boss?
taking all angles to your direction. somebody can totally call and say,
No.
I don't think you should call too much. Emmanuel's like, no, have you heard what Sarah said? Sarah says, call too much,
Barbara,
but
have you had that angle? That guy said, if you don't keep calling, like during the day, okay, when you're free, don't just call all the
he
time.
said
When
keep
you're
calling.
free. No, he said if you don't keep calling when you can,
Yes.
and then you just say, see you in the evening, I'll talk to you in the evening. There's some other smooth brother dressed with a blue shirt,
Yes.
like Eric's, who's going to start calling your spouse or your partner all the time, and then you're going to create a bond. So that's true.
Excuse me. Instead of busy calling and updating her of traffic and what you've eaten, send a gift. Send M-Pesa. She'll remember you.
But wait. What's up with you, man?
I don't
Why are you
know.
putting it in your head?
He didn't believe that I could say that.
I'm just listening. But look, Emmanuel, don't bombard your
It
wife
is
with-
okay. Yeah.
No, do you agree?
Okay,
that
I
that is-
agree.
do you
Yes,
that
if you
that is
don't
an
communicate to
angle?
your spouse,
Yes.
someone else will do it for
Because
you.
how did you
and
get
I
the
don't
bond?
refuse. And
But
that's
that's-
why,
you-
Emmanuel, a moment. I said, when you're in a relationship and you're in marriage, you need to learn your spouse and you need to constantly have that communication. But if you're in a situationship, if you are in a whatever thing, these days, what are they called? This boyfriend, girlfriend, please don't overdo it unless we have decided. Let us grow. Let us take step by step.
I tell you-
as we grow older, we will know if we're going to work. But if it's marriage, take it different and seriously.
I tell you,
If you're just hitting on me, please send a gift instead of calling. Don't waste time.
I tell you what I'm learning, Eric and Barbara, from this conversation is people lose out on romance. Like
We have.
people start really well in a very romantic
And
relationship,
end badly.
and then you lose out, and now you start becoming like a business sort of relationship.
Don't
No,
say
but
business.
it's
It sounds
also-
bad.
it's
Don't say business.
Call me in the morning and then don't call me
Emmanuel.
until evening.
Okay, I'll
Emmanuel.
try and call you.
You know the proverbial too much of something is dangerous?
Yes.
Matter of fact, too much of anything is dangerous. Huh? So I think you want to strike a balance. I understand your deep love for the whoever person you're dating or you're married
Yes.
to, But if it comes at the cost of their inconvenience, then
You could be called your nagging.
Your romance will not be felt.
Your romance can end up being nagging.
It will not be communicated,
Yeah.
that romance of yours.
Because excessive, you'll turn off the person. Like for me, don't overdo it. You'll turn me off.
Mr. Voice, this is 94.4 Spice FM. You're hanging out with the adults in the room, and we thank you so much. If you just joined us, you're hanging out with the adults in the room on 94.4 Spice FM. And if you're in Mombasa, the frequency is 87.9. If you're in Eldoret, the frequency is 96.7 FM.
Remember, we are talking about how often should you talk to your partner. We are looking forward to hearing from you. The number to call is 0719-012-600. Call and share your thoughts and on the topic, and also let us know where you're calling from. These are the adults in the room, where we have no hold barred conversation about the things that matter to women and the men who love them. My name is Eric Omondi.
And I am Barbara Mbaka, also known as the Duchess of Ikolomani. Contribute to this topic through the social media handles, that is Spice FM KE on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. And as Erica said, you can call on 0719-012-600, 0719-012-600.
Barbara, people are heeding your call, and people are heeding your call to call. All right, that's interesting. Call to call.
Call,
Yeah,
yes.
man, your sultry voice is getting them to call. So let's go straight in. 94.4 Spice FM. You're on the air.
Hello.
Hello. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Spice FM, hello.
Hello. We can hear you.
Yes. I'm Leonida Beldi.
Yes.
Oh man,
Hi,
she just
Leonida.
hung up. I think she just wanted us to know her name and to maybe say hi. Eric, you say hi to her.
Leonida, karibu sana. Keep calling.
Yeah.
The number to call is 0719-012-600. We are looking forward to hearing from you again.
Yeah, let's hear from you. 94.4 Spice FM, you're on the air. All right, some people are just calling, then they hang up when
No,
they
I
pick.
think maybe the line is jammed.
Yeah,
There
I
are
think
many
the
calls
line
calling.
is actually jammed. 94.4 Spice FM, you're on the air.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm David Ouma calling all the way from Eldoret.
Hello, David. What's your view on this topic?
Okay, according to me, my view on the topic. Hello?
Yes,
Hello.
we can hear you.
Yes.
Yes, I think calling too much may be boring, not unless
Mm-hmm.
when the love is starting, or let us say that when the level of trust has started depreciating. Yeah, such that when someone is dating another one,
Mm-hmm.
and you are in the fear that you may lose your lover, so you may be calling so many times to keep in touch.
Okay.
Yeah, but calling so much, I think it's not good.
All right, fair enough. We hear you. Thank you very much for calling in. I'm just saying
Perplexed.
R.I.P. romance in Kenya.
No, you
Yeah,
can't
R.I.P.
say that.
romance. Seriously. Eric, stop laughing
Yeah,
when
you-
romance has died.
Are you equating
No.
romance to-
No, what happened to the nice mushy
I
calls
told you.
late,
I think
late
life
into
changed.
into the night?
Life changed.
That thing of that initially you can call and be all mushy, and then now later on you change and become.
Men change. Me, I think I don't have a romance bone in me anymore.
Emmanuel, I told you something earlier. I told you that just because you can call somebody incessantly does not directly mean that your connection is stronger to them.
Are you connected to your friend Chico?
Yes.
You talk for 1 hour plus.
Yes, but not daily.
Did you hear me? The part I said maybe
Not
once
daily.
or once or twice a week. Not daily.
I
Our
also
But,
understand.
but you agree that his bond with Chico is because of the long
I can
phone calls
communicate
you
to
guys
you know
have.
this one. This one is a lover, a
You
partner.
have to divorce. You have to divorce incessant calling to the strength
No,
of
I'm not
your
talking about
relationship.
incessant. I'm talking about loving.
But
and
you
romantic.
said
let
you
me
want
let
to
me give
call
a
all the
story.
time.
I have a friend of mine who the husband had stopped calling so much when the relationship, after about 7 years of being into the relationship. Then last year the husband just picked up of constantly calling her, sorry. And at some point my friend was like, is there something wrong with him? I'm a match on a girlfriend yake. You know, because she could not understand why all of a sudden, after like 3 years of him not communicating frequently, he's picked up. And I was like, maybe he's changed a habit. But you see, for her, she ended up getting used to the fact that they'll talk in the morning, good morning, and evening. And now when he's changed, she feels now inconvenienced. So Manu, it all depends. As much as I agree with you, communication is key and will make a relationship stronger. Excessive amounts of it in different characters or
Excessive
person.
is bad, I agree.
Yes, it is bad.
Excessive
So
is
just
bad.
strike a balance and
I
depend.
think the
Yeah.
idea, Emmanuel, is to be effective, not perpetual.
Yeah.
Just be effective so that even if you're talking twice a day, you've communicated your love and Cupid stories the best you can.
My God.
Instead of calling 91 times.
I have to call you many times.
I'm
Okay,
eating.
How are you doing now? I know it's lunchtime. Let's pick it up. Phone call. 94.4 Spice FM. You're on the air.
Hello, I'm Julius from Eldoret.
Yes.
Karibu sana, Julius. Julius has just gone off.
Oh, shame.
Yeah, man. Let's pick another phone call. 94.4 Spice FM. You're on the air.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you? Where are you calling from and what's your name?
Hello, I'm Leonida Beldi.
Hello, Nida.
Yes, I'm calling from Viga County.
Yes.
From Viga County.
Welcome to the
sana,
show.
karibu.
What are your thoughts on this topic?
The education on the communication,
Yes.
it varies from love, the love which is existing.
Yes.
When it is still young,
Mm-hmm.
then it may be.
You have to, Leonida, you have to turn off your radio because we can hear both sounds. So turn off one and then you just talk to us. All right, she's gone off. I think she was saying initially, I think the script is the same. She's saying when the relationship is young, you're going to call a lot, but when you now get into a relationship, a romance dies and then now you just start, calling each other. For
But
milk
if you're
and
with
bread.
someone like Manu, it won't die.
Yeah,
So pick
he'll
your
call
men
you a
carefully.
lot, yeah.
Carefully. But if you're with someone like Eric, you just wait for 72 hours
Yeah.
to be called
Eric is a
and
robot.
get used to it.
Eric, you
So
guys
I
know
think
you're a robot.
Pick your men properly,
I'm not a
ladies.
94.4 Spice FM, you're on the air. 94.4 Spice FM, you're on the air.
Yes, hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Ni msuo kutoka Mombasa.
Vipi.
Poa tu sana kwa.
Fiti sana. What are your views on the topic for today?
Kuhusu tuseme nategemea tu na relationship yenyewe venye ilivyo. For example, kwa mfano kama unapata kama mimi sile QT ambaye niko naye katika size. Previously alikuwa anapenda sana kupiga simu na mimi nilikuwa simu ndo kupiga simu sana wake ilikuwa most of the time niko busy kufanya kutofuriwa hapa na pale tu. So ikafikanga mahali ikabidi somueleze. Sasa kumweleza ndio sasa kupata kuelewa kwa yenyewe kweli sometimes ukipiga simu mtu uchoka pia. Nikamwambia sasa akaponda akapunguza. So mimi kulingana na ile experience ambayo niko nayo kwa nategemea na mawasiliano, tutategemea na venyewe pia mtaelewana. Kama mtaprefer kuongea sana kwa simu, poa. Mtaprefer kutumia text, poa. Mtaprefer kwa basi kama na asubuhi niko check up na after that then tunaona jioni ma kitu kama hiyo. It's all upon you. Kwa hivyo ni maelewano ya watu wawili wanataka kuelewana.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I think that guy makes a really good point.
Yes.
You guys want to pick one more phone call?
Please.
Yeah, sure.
94.4 Spice FM, you're on the air.
Hello, good morning. Hello, you guys. How are you?
Fine,
We are
thank you.
good. What's
Good
your
evening,
name?
sir.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
Oh, you're speaking to Washington from Kisumu.
Yes.
So I've called to also contribute about the matter.
Yes.
Thank you, Washington.
Yeah, actually the topic is so fair. In fact, it depends on a number of factors. Yeah, to make it stable. One.
Oh my.
Washington had points. Washington,
We all had picked our pens and pen. I was
Did
writing.
you hear how much psych he had? Like,
Yo, I actually wanted to listen to what he was saying.
In fact, I'd got in my notepad so that I can just
we all had.
because he started with one.
Washington, call back if you're
Washington,
listening.
brother. Why are you doing this to us? Washington, brother.
Let me read something from Ongaye Bennett. Communication depends with how long you have been in the relationship. Personally, I prefer relationships where we talk, where the need arises. Forget about what you have eaten or if it's raining. Let's just talk.
Yeah, that's fair enough, man. Let's pick one more phone call. I know we are strapped for time, but one more phone call.
Okay.
94.4 Spice FM, you're on the air.
Hello, Spice FM.
Hello.
Good
I
evening,
think
son.
you've gotten through, and we only have around 30 seconds.
Ibrahim.
Yes.
Unajua kuna venye ukipiga simu unapiga with a reason. Ukimpigia bibi simu sasa unapigia bibi wako kama girlfriend wako kila wakati.
Kwa hivyo bibi anapigiwa tofauti kuliko girlfriend.
Unajua bibi yako anakupigia simu with a reason. Na so wewe wakati uko na business yenye unafanya ufai kupigiwa simu na bibi ati umekula lunch baby hizo.
Lakini bibi yako si sweetie wako. I thought your wife is your sweetheart, the love of your life. She should be calling you to ask you if you've eaten, if you're okay.
Unajua siku hizi wao wamezoea wanakuita bibi. Sasa akupigie simu na jioni mtaenda kukutana akwambie gani sasa?
Mambo ya bei hautaki kusikia.
Hivyo sasa yake simu ni kunipigia tu maybe for emergency. Alafu zingine tuongee kwa nyumba.
All right.
Okay, thank you so much for calling.
Barbara, your parting shots.
Wow, I'm still in shock by what he said.
You actually converted and said agree with me.
All of a sudden I'm like, wow. For me, I'll say, when we are young, you can call each other. But as you get older, it reduces, not because we want to, but I think we have a lot to do. And those who are in marriage, I think they should do it more constantly, but not excessively to become irritating or frustrating. Don't tell me about the rain. We have things we have to do. We need to raise our children. Tell me you've paid school fees, things like that. And if you are keen on communication, look for Emmanuel in your life. And if you're not keen, look for Eric, who will call you after 72 hours. So wait for Eric to give you a quote or a speech from Maya.
Somebody once said that wants are fickle, and everyone has what philosophers call second-order desires. So I'm sure each of us can stretch a little bit to accommodate what the other person needs.
Yeah, true, man. And I agree too. I don't want to be that incessant, angry, annoying caller. I'll balance it out. But also...
I know you'll still call her when you
But also
leave
I pray for romance in Kenya, specifically in Kenya. I pray for romance, that people don't become business relators. What are you guys up to from here? Me, I'm going straight home.
We're going straight home. It's cold, it's rainy. I just want to get into bed with a cup of tea.
Eric?
Same. I'm going to have a very nice cup of tea. My aunt brought me some machan from Kericho.
Yes.
So I'm going to brew tea and then sleep deeply.
It's going to be a tea evening. This has been the Adults in the Room. Thank you for hanging out with us from 7 o'clock all the way to the top of the hour, whether you joined us in the middle of the journey or whether you were there from 7 o'clock. Thank you so much. We'll be here tomorrow at the same time, same place from 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock. The Adults in the Room, the home of authentic conversation, and Spice FM, the home of authentic and real soul music. My name is Emmanuel Kisengani.
And mine is Eric Omondi. See you tomorrow, same time. Adios, amigos.
I'm Barbara Mbaka, also known as the Duchess of Ikolomani. Have a blessed night.
Yeah, and from our super producer Mumbi and our digital master Dennis Masinde, see you tomorrow.
Spice FM. Spice up your